Hello everybody, and welcome back to the BTL Fall 2025 main event. We have the double elimination brackets coming into play now. 8 players have fought through day number 1 in a Swiss stage, and I'm not alone. I'm once again joined in by Beamsy. How's it going, mate?
Well, you know, my throat is forever in pain, but I'm just excited to be here for the finals today. It's gonna be a good day, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, we already spoke about that yesterday when we talked about that players could put in some more preparation into the maps, and I think we have already seen that, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the campaign before, and there's a lot of new world records, and I think 3 by Critty today.
Oh, that's amazing. I think Critty is also now leading the campaign with that, with 170,000 points out of 200,000 possible, so that is amazing to see. Kaluki on second, Zyron on third, so I'm not sure how much he practiced, but Zyron usually practices offline, so that's good to know. Also, let me disable open planets. Should be lots cleaner overlay-wise. But I think it would be great to see like what players could do. Also Bits, for example, right? Who we have maybe down-talked a little yesterday. He also slid into my DMs and he was like, yeah, sorry that I denied the spot to Yeva, because he felt like, yeah, maybe I didn't deserve it, but he was the lucky one to go through, and I mean, it's cool to see that nonetheless, but I still think that Bits did not live up to the expectations that anybody has on him.
Yeah, I mean, Bits has struggled throughout this, really, but they've got there to the final end, and, you know, still a little bit disappointed I either didn't, because I feel like there was a real story happening there, and then it ended, but we take it as it is, and I think Bits has done what he needed to do, get himself to the final, and now just see if he can recover and play up to his potential, really.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that he's going to do that, but let's also go for a prediction before we forget that, before even the warm-up has been wrapped here. So, I mean, putting Dwinjo and Kaluki would be a no-brainer to me, let's say it like this. But I will go with Dwinjo and Zyron in this match as my prediction.
Okay. Well, I probably would have gone the same, but you know what? I'll be nice. I'll go for Zyron and Kaluki.
Okay.
I think Kaluki really showed himself yesterday towards towards the end, when he just went on that dominant run of just not losing a round for ages. And I think if we can bring that form in today, then he could be on for a good one, really.
Yeah, I mean, Kaluki really pulled off a great performance, that's for sure, in his match. But, I mean, keep in mind, it was the 2-1 match and not the 2-0 match. Yeah, so I still think he can do very good, especially he can deal damage. But I think at the end it will be a very close match where maybe Marcelli falls a bit further behind. He can maybe find some good points on the full sim map or on some other maps that really suit him. But it will be hard for him to match that pace, that's for sure. As the server has been restarted, we're gonna join onto the server again for the players to also load into the server, and then we're ready here. But I think it will be a close match nonetheless, where maybe even Marcelli has a chance to make it into the upper final.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you'd love to see, is Marcelli doing it. But with the greatest love and respect, I don't think he will. But I didn't back him yesterday, and then he got himself into the top 8 when I didn't back him. So, you know.
Yeah, benefit of the doubt here, as I also think that he can, or doubt of the benefits, whatever. My brain is still foggy. I slept for 13 hours, guys. I feel much better, but I feel like I'm in another dimension right now. You know that
you're back to the void?
Yeah, back to the void. 11th dimension. Back to the void we go, guys. But no, I feel much better than yesterday. Yesterday was not that good in terms of my health, let's say like this. But today's great. Let's say it like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that you might be coughing, or every time I cough as well. You know, we can't cough and sing. But
Yeah, there's still some coughs coming out, but not too many, let's say it like that, as players still...
we might get the odd synchronized cough then.
Yeah, I mean, we had that multiple times yesterday. That was quite fun, actually.
Yeah.
You know, I've just heard you coughing. I muted myself. I was like, yeah, well, we're coughing at the same time. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But also, guys, post your prediction in the chat if you cheering for your favorite player. Of course, maybe have some dark horse in this match, maybe with Marcelli. Of course, we would all love to see him going through and lock in at least top 6. So that would be great.
Yeah, that's what we'd love to see. The one thing I'll just say, I think today is going to be an incredible day, and I just want to reiterate that because I'm very excited here. Apart from my cough, I'm very excited just to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, the level has just gotten better and better, but even in Swiss stage round 1, we've had some insane matches happening.
And I said yesterday that, you know, I wanted to see, are people holding back a little bit? And seeing the new world record set in the last 24 hours, and you know, I think today we might be seeing some very, very fast times if people go for it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think people really hold back as we have some tech issues coming into play. So maybe we can talk a little bit about the players, how they got here at first place, because I think Zyron did not really have a good showing yesterday. He had 2 losses quite quick, as well as Bits, but then he fought his way through and also found himself into the rhythm in the last match where he actually won it. So that was very good to see.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, Bitsy and Zyron are 2 people that were underperforming, but even with underperforming, they've managed to get themselves into the top 8. So they're just in that situation now where you've got to where you need to be. Now just prove you're meant to be here. Yeah, which they are.
And that's for sure. And then Dwinjo, of course, was trailing just behind Oris in the 2-0 match where he got 2nd position. It was close, but Oris was usually dominating. Oris, for me, is the favorite to win this tournament, but everything can, of course, change in the grand final because points are reset to 0. Nothing really plays out, and I think the point limit should be 120 there as well. And also, I think here we should have bans coming into play for the top-seeded player.
Yeah, Davigno I think will be an interesting one, because like you say, Alris, obviously the favourite, but Davigno was really pushing Alris, so they really could be someone to watch. I know I've predicted they're not going through here, but that's just to be different to you, but I think they really are someone to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that, but even if he doesn't go through, he has another shot in the lower semi, because everybody starts with a life. You know, if you don't finish in 3rd and 1st, 2nd position once, you will just go into the lower bracket, and then you have one last shot of making it. I mean, it's so little matches actually that are happening. It's only 6 matches today in total. We have 2 lower upper semifinals, then the upper final, which is the winner bracket final, the lower semifinal or the lower bracket final, followed up by the consolidation match, where upper and lower bracket are merged together. And then the 2 remaining slots for the grand final are being distributed, and then there's the grand final already. So the day could be over quite quick, and I think even with a bad start, of course you can still make it, but I think every round really counts in this regards to not go into the lower brackets, and you want to avoid that at any cost.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's dangerous to go through the lower bracket, but you've always got that chance to go on a lower bracket run. But no, I just think this match looks like a very interesting one. But the other match we're obviously not watching is Alris, Pseudo, Griddy, Bitsy, and I think that also has potential to be an interesting match that's going on.
I think
in the other one.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think the battle for 2nd position on the 1st semi-final match will be very interesting to see. Especially with Bits now having a little bit more practice up for grabs, due to the fact that this tournament is a 2-day tournament in this regard, of course excluding the qualification stage, which was mostly fast learn. But as long as you're a good player and you attend 3, 4, 5 of those steps, or maybe even 1, and then you have won that step, well, you are making it But I think also the faster environment makes up a good incentive to learn the map pack, to discover the map. And if you played all 6 of them, I think you already have an advantage to go into the event, if you think about it. Because 6 hours of practice already, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, since we got this little bit of time now, it's worth pointing out those qualification weeks were incredible to watch. Just, you know, the way people were learning the map. So, you know, it's like, oh, there's the time that we'll get during our 15 minutes. And an hour later, some of the players look like they've fully hunted. The level's been impressive throughout the entire event, really. And it's such a cool way to set up the qualifiers for the event. Having a quick learn aspect.
Yeah, it's very good. I agree with that. It was a lot of fun seeing that, and also players pushing more and more to see what the boundary of the map is. And for everybody in chat, Macelli's not connecting. There's some tech problems right now that he probably has to figure out in the meantime, where he's just casually also playing this event in the top 8 position. So that's why he's not on the server for now. So we have to wait a little bit. I assume it could be because of the pick phase that comes into play. Maybe he has to do it manually. But we will be seeing how this one goes. And yeah, we have enough time today, right? The event will probably not last up until, I think, 19 my time should have been the final, what the schedule says for me.
I think so, yeah.
So I think it will be a lot earlier. So
yeah, I think today will run fast anyway. So having an issue at the beginning's fine. It's better than having it later on anyway.
Yeah, and also yesterday went quite fast, right? It should have ended at, I think at like roughly 19 my time, and I think we ended at like 18:30, but excluding or including also matches that were very long, with the 6-man marathon matches that we've had to start off or to finish day number 1.
Yeah, definitely. I think today, I think it ran about an hour fast yesterday, give or take, and I think it'll probably be about the same today. But I mean, that's kind of sad in a way, because, you know, it'll be over then. We won't be able to watch it anymore.
I mean, everything has to end eventually, right? So that's just how it goes. Every good thing has to come to an end.
It does. It'll be sad, but also it's going to be amazing to watch what happens. But yeah, it's been a fun few weeks.
Yeah, that's for sure. As I already praised this event yesterday, it's probably one of the best Trackmania events format-wise, and also the level is very good. Of course, it's not your World Cup level, of course, but players are pushing it into that direction, that's for sure. So it's a very nice event, just from the format, and I cannot wait to see how it plays out. We get a bit teased here, you know, with those tech issues, but it's always like that. What would be a Trackmania tournament without some little hiccups?
I know, if it was to run too smoothly, it'd be a bit concerning, really.
Yeah, it would be. Like, if everything works according to plan, well, then it would definitely be, it would be concerning. That's for sure. But, well, I think the servers are restarted for the 3rd or 2nd time now, so hopefully everything works now. We also wait for information from Macelli, but let's see when players join the server. And I'm also gonna check their Discord to see if I can grab some more info to share with you guys. Let's see. No, I don't see anything there for now, so yeah, I have no information for now, at least.
The information there was Marcelli says, I don't know why it doesn't work.
Okay, that's amazing. Cam.
He said working. He said working in there, so we should be good to go soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that it will work eventually.
He said it was shown as a Teams event. So
what does it?
He's put it was showing as a Teams event.
Okay.
So that's why it was broken. Yeah.
Maybe tick the different box there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But guys, in the meantime, my team in second division, they are winning at the moment. It's the 83rd minutes. They're leading 1-0. You love to see it.
Who?
Schalke.
Oh, okay.
You love to see it. They're leading the second. They're leading the second division, which is very nice.
It's crazy Schalke aren't in the Bundesliga now. They've dropped down to Bundesliga 2.
Yeah, it's but
It's been a few years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a few years. But to be honest, Bundesliga 2 it's so fought after. I mean, Schalke now has 37 points after 16 games. But usually it's a lot closer for, like, if they win, of course. If not, then they have like 35 or 34. But it's such a fought after league and everybody can beat anyone, which is it's just such a nice division to follow. I think that goes for the second Premier League as well, right?
Yeah, but you've got some, from memory, you've got some big teams in Bundesliga 2 as well as them. Like you've got what, Hanover and there's another one. There's another big team.
Berlin, Bochum, then Bielefeld, Nürnberg, Düsseldorf is a big team as well. Kaiserslautern, also were German champions, I think, like 25 years ago. So yeah, it's a sweet spot, right? Where the second, like, Bundesliga regs, let's say, like that, teams that have been in there for quite a long time meet up traditional teams, and then also some teams that are just popping up lately due to the fact of some money or some good decision making. It's very cool to see, really. It's very nice.
Yeah, I'd love to go and watch a German football match at some point. So, you know, you guys can drink whilst you're watching the football. It's like, oh.
Wait, you cannot do that in the stadium?
No. It's
forbidden.
Not. Yeah, it's illegal to drink.
Oh, really? I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, so if you want to, you have to go inside at half time or whatever and have a drink there and then go back out. But the fact you can just sit down and have a beer, oof.
Yeah, so you cannot bring your beer into the stadium, but you can drink it outside or like at a stand where they sell it. Ah, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Does it go for every stadium?
Yeah, up until I think once you get down to like the 7th or 8th tier of football, that's where you're allowed to drink.
Okay,
it's because of football hooliganism.
It's so normalized in Germany that you just get shit-faced when when your team does play, right?
The problem is if it was allowed in the UK, there would be a lot more fights than there already are. So,
yeah, I agree.
You know, you go and get your drinks before the football, and then
so you get hammered before the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't allow you in or what because you're too drunk.
No, well, you're normally fine with that, but
okay, fair. Well, and then you see 4 balls all of a sudden.
Well, you know, if we're talking football, the saddest moment of my life, going to Wembley to watch the FA Trophy final, which was the final for the 5th tier of English football, and below to watch Wrexham on about 4 years ago, and we booked to get. I went with my dad. We booked to go to this nice little pre-event, and then on the way there, we got stuck in traffic. Very much a 4-hour drive. We got stuck in traffic for about 2 hours.
Oh my
perfectly
God.
still. Just stood outside of a coach on the middle of the motorway. Got to the football. Played it quite crap. Lost 1-0, and then had to travel 4 hours back. So
yeah,
that was a real great day.
That really sucks. I agree with that. But
Yeah.
did you miss the start of the game? Because I had that happen because Deutsche Bahn was delayed by I think 1 hour or so. So we were
That's
just
not bad for Deutsche Bahn.
Deutsche Bahn again. So, but you didn't miss anything of the game, right?
Oh no, I didn't actually then. No.
Okay, I mean at least that's
I went
because
to,
I missed the first
I
20
went to
minutes
the-
sometimes.
I went to an FA Cup match a couple of years ago, and I did. Who was they? I can't remember now. But they were really rubbish at letting people into the stadium. So we got in. No one was even in their seats. It was a massive crowd, basically. It was really poor from them. And as I walked up the stairs, we scored a goal. So I just about saw us score a goal. We then went on to lose the match 3-1. But you know,
Oh my God.
that was a moment.
Yeah. I can really feel this. Yeah, but as you can see in the chat, Marcelli tries to fix everything. There's some problems, I think, with the competition in general, because there has been a new competition generated. So just be a bit patient, right? Everything is good. Everything will be figured out. We have enough time today. And again, what would be a Trickmania tournament without anything? Also, Marcelli, I don't want to bother you with that, but if there's any other mod in chat, it would be cool to maybe just pin this in the chats, because then we know, or people then know of where to find the actual brackets.
Yeah, it's all good having a few issues. Yeah, it builds suspense and matter. It's you know,
exactly. We also
just
gathered some people here.
And we could just talk about pointless things for a bit, so that's all good.
I mean, is it really that pointless, right? I don't
know.
No,
football's never pointless, but you know, like... But do people... How many people out there are going to care about me, care about Wrexham, or you care about Schalke, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, I only really cared about them, like, a couple of years ago, because I used to be, like, a Schalke fan back when they were in the first division. But then it was just disappointment after disappointment, right? And of course, I like a lot of teams. Like I already mentioned the teams that I don't really like yesterday. But usually, I also like Dortmund, for example. Dortmund is also a great team, right?
Yeah, they play beautiful style football.
And I think this rivalry and all of this, of course, it's like there to tease somebody. But if it goes beyond that, I think it's pointless.
Yeah, no, there's not many teams I actually hate. I hate two football teams.
Okay.
Chester, and also Tottenham.
Tottenham, okay. I mean, like Tottenham after the match against, I think it was United in the finals of the European Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe you remember that.
I don't off the top of my head, but...
I also joined Server 1 because the match is starting. But yeah, it was like last year, and it was like they played so poorly, like both teams. It was so weird. Anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves and talk about football. It's not a football podcast here. It's a Trackmania eSport cast from the BTL Fall 2025 main event. Day 2 has officially started, and since match 1 has started already, we're gonna focus on this one because it's Oris, Bits, Creedy, and Pseudo fighting out for 2 slots in the winner bracket final. Let's see how this goes. We haven't really seen too much of Pseudo yesterday, as we did not really focus onto his matches. I think we have seen one match from him where he went through into day number 2. And let's go into the match. Let's see how this goes. Oris, of course, being the big favorite.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be that battle for second place that'll be the one of interest to watch with this one. But yeah.
I agree. The second seed battle will be interesting. Depends how Bits plays, of course.
I'll tell you, if we're watching this one, we should probably make a prediction very quickly. So, Alris and I'll go for Pseudo. I'll just back the current top 2. Even though that's not what I'd normally go for.
I go for my fellow friend Critty here. I go with Alris and Critty. But I would also love to see Bits going through. But after him just underperforming yesterday, well, I just hope that this motivates him if he's in Twitch chat. He at least gets 3rd position, even though he failed the risky. Critty's getting 4th. So there you go. Due to technical issues, pick ban remains as yesterday for 2 rounds. Okay. Okay, so there you have the information. So there's no ban for the first seeds of the match, which is okay. There's just a random ban then coming into play. It is what it is, but here we are as we are continuing with this match. So I think it's good that we have this match now starting a bit earlier, and that's what we have had in a lot of especially French competitions, where we had semi-final 1 starting, let's say, 10 minutes before semi-final 2, that you can capture both endings of the matches. I really like that, actually.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good way of spinning this as being a good thing, because it is in a way. Yeah, it's looking, we're only a couple of rounds in here, but this is looking potentially dominant from Alris already, isn't it? Again, 0.5 ahead of second place.
Yeah, and also a good time, 1 minute point 540. Also in the first one, 1 minute point 49. So he's really setting the pace. The world record is a .380 from Critty. So this one has been beaten. But Oris is getting there, and he's locked in 2 out of 2 round wins from Oris. So very good performance for the favorites winning this tournament, of course. So you love to see that. Bids is on second with 10 points, so got second and third position in those rounds, but Oris just seems unstoppable. Also, just look how confident he is with those lines. Just sticking it through, making it across, and boom, he's already 0.1 ahead.
Yeah, incredibly confident. I don't know if you just spotted, but that run by Oris was a PB of 1,000.
Oh, was it?
The round before last.
Oh, true,
the round before last, they PB by 1,000.
I mean, better PB than no PB or than equaling it, so good seeing that. But I think he's on great pace as well. Also, Critty having a great start. Oris with a release though, so Critty comes closer, but Oris doesn't have to open up or has to steer extensively in that sector, so he doesn't really lose too much, but he has had so much speed in that sector. But Critty fighting back, the world record holder trying his best to survive here. Oh my god, going so close to the wall. Oris with a mistake here, having to oversteer, but still is making it through and wins the round with a 1 minute point 748. Critty only 600s away. Pseudo on third, and Bids, well, again in the mud, failing the risky ending, and doesn't finish the round. Or no, he did not.
That's gonna hurt.
Okay.
No, that's a good statement there from Critty for Oris of going, okay, look, I can keep up with you. And it might just make Oris maybe, you know, if he doesn't get his mentals fully in check, he might start to over push when he shouldn't, which could be beneficial for others. So
definitely, and also what I notice is that we have 4 rounds now per map, as you can see here, so it will not be 3 rounds and then map swap, so that is something good to see.
Yeah, and obviously a slightly higher point limit of 120 compared to what we saw yesterday.
So very good seeing that. I mean, of course, with a ban phase then would be a bit more beneficial for the top seeded player, of course, but you cannot have everything. It is what it is. You cannot change that. But I think it doesn't matter for Oris, and maybe also Twinjo of what map to ban, because both of them looked absolutely sick on most of them. I'm not sure about Oris on the full speed map, but I think even there he was fine. And Critty failing the ending. That one hurts.
That one does hurt, but were you here? Did you cast this? Yeah, you would cast this one, and I joined you very briefly, didn't I? The qualifier for this map. Yeah, I remember when I was briefly here, that people were just failing that end constantly. So it's nice to see people consistent with the ending now.
Yeah, it's very cool. I agree, because a lot of people struggle with it. Bits, especially in this match here, let's say like this. But of course, it's not the easiest risky to nail. You need to really do it over and over again and create a feeling for the entry of how to do it. And now we go to a very interesting map, I would say. A bit of a modern style map with ice turns, wood, wet wood, and then also the ice side at the end, of course. I think this one is also well done here from Ryrolk. Cool map, but it has a lot to it.
This should be interesting, you know. I'm going to look at, obviously, we've noticed the online records, but Pseudo currently has the world record here, Critty second, and then Oris is fourth on this map. So this could potentially be quite interesting to see how well these 3 do on this map.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, let's see how this goes. We haven't really seen too much from Pseudo, so it would be great seeing him perform, of course. But yeah, he has the world record on this map set an hour ago, unless something has changed. I'm just gonna refresh, but nope, just what you have said. And very good seeing that, a change of pace, but that was unnecessary, this push there to the very right. Of course, it gives you a better setup for the ice side eventually, but he threw away 6 points with a small mistake. Very unlucky from Pseudo, because this could have been a huge round for him.
Yeah, well, you know, he was ahead. That was probably going to be about a 0.6, 0.7, give or take. So yeah, disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing. But I mean, the time doesn't really matter. It matters that that you get the 10 points. I would rather take 10 points than a world record. I think some others are,
definitely
are a bit different, especially when you're very, very consistent on a map. Well, then you might want to push, or if you have like a huge cushion of points. But Pseudo, I mean, he has 21 points, Critty has 22, and Bits at 19 points. So if he was in Aura's situation with 50 points, well, then he can maybe mix it around a little bit. But look at the exit speed here from Pseudo, going into the lead, slingshotting himself up into the lead here with so much speed, gaining like 0.3, 0.4 towards his opponents. And this is a very good map for him, and I hope that he bounces back from that mistake, doesn't clip the corner this time around. But that was an exceptional ice slide from Pseudo, as he wins around, breaks the streak from Aurus, who was having a Predator already, right? But doesn't make it to the attack helicopter, sadly. He only gets second place in this round.
Yeah, that lineup though, from like you say, from Pseudo going onto the wood section into the dirt, the exit speed that he got was very impressive to see. So you'd love to see that, and it's nice to see someone break Aurus's run of winning round after round. You know, maybe it can make it a little bit more exciting for a bit if we can see Pseudo taking a few rounds off Aurus, and then potentially, you know, Aurus doesn't win every round on the next map as well. You never know. So
yeah, but I think we have a match here, because Aurus also with a mistake, 3 seconds behind.
But Bitsy keeping up with Pseudo here, pretty much neck and neck between the two of them, and Critty also basically there. So it's a very tight front three there.
Yeah, what a great round here that we're witnessing. Very important 10 points are here up for grabs for either Bits, Pseudo, or Critty. All approaching the ending almost at the same time. Critty with a great approach, but Aurus sliding. No, it was Aurus's countryman sliding out. Bits, who didn't nail the ice slide, so he only gets 4 points. Pseudo winning another round back to back here. Critty on second, and Aurus, of course, his lead is melting away a little bit, but he's still 18 points ahead of Pseudo. But still good catch up from Pseudo, and also has a big lead over Critty now. 9 points ahead, but maybe the full speed map is in there. But now Pseudo fails to start, and I want to see if he's able to catch this deficit up with a great ice slide, because he's already 0.6 behind.
Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting to see what is going to happen. But yeah, obviously the last map was so dominant from Aurus, so potentially this makes things a little bit more interesting, with points getting a little bit closer, with Pseudo only 18 points behind Aurus now, compared to Aurus having about double second place's points before this map.
Yeah, true that. And now he's only caught 9 points in the last 2 rounds, but he is able to more than double that, the map score. But no, he fails the ending. He loses the gear and also gets overtaken by Pseudo by 0.07 of a second. Critty wins his first round in this match here, going up to 42 points. Very important for Pseudo to also overtake Aurus there, that he's up to 47 points, so Critty's only 5 points away from him. But yeah, well, Bits, a bit unlucky. And was that 3 rounds
It's
played?
unlucky.
Was that 3 rounds played, actually?
I think that was 4. Yeah.
Was it? Because 40 points? No, never mind. It was 4.
Pseudo won 1.
It was 4, yeah, never mind. All good.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. I was thinking it was, and I was trying to work it out in my head. What I knew. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but I mean, Aurus had 40 points from the first map. Yeah. And then he got 23 from the last 4 rounds. Pseudo caught up quite a bit. Yeah.
So on Sensula, or however we say this map, I think the little bit that's interesting here is that Critty is second on this map with the world record by Zyron. Bitsy's also 4th on this map, Pseudo 5th, and Aurus's online time is down in 8th place. I mean, it probably has a faster offline time, but it could maybe say he's not overly confident on this map, potentially.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, in this round he's only 0.2 behind, but look at this outside line. You're trying to accumulate as much speed as possible. Doesn't really work out that well for him, but also he can jump super aggressive into the other quarter pipe, and Aurus had it beautiful. He finds himself in the lead, Critty bumping a little bit. Aurus also had a different approach here in this sector, trying to jump very early in that sector. Didn't work out this time, and Critty was very fast on this map, that's for sure. But look at the ending from Aurus, so good, but it's Pseudo with more speed, 11,000 overtake, Pseudo dealing some damage, and also the points limit is 120 and not 100 actually. So keep that in mind. I thought it was 100 actually.
Yeah, 120. It's why I think it switched to 4 rounds per map, and it probably means it rotates roughly similar, just slightly. It lends will rotate through the maps at roughly the same amount as yesterday, won't we? But maybe see one less map.
Yeah, it could be like still one last map. I think we will not rotate to map number 1 again. It could end on map number 5 then, I assume.
Okay.
But it all really depends of how players are working things out, because we could also, with the no finish from Bits, of course there's 3 less points just in the ecosystem right now. So there could be some more rounds being played, especially when Horus is getting denied in finals because he will not score any points. But that's music for the future, because Horus is at 69 points. He is halfway through, of course, but he still needs to activate and close out finals mode. But he jumps a significant potion closer with a 55.7 here on this map, which is 0.3 behind the world record from Zyron. So good time, and that's also almost a new PB, I guess.
Almost by missing it by 2,000.
Unlucky.
Yep. But yeah, that's the first time we've seen Horus win a round now in like 4 or 5 rounds. So possibly a little bit interesting. Maybe his confidence back now. Just crack on to get the job done.
Yeah, hopefully. Like, I mean, the previous map didn't look that well for him, but here he has scored some good points already. I think, yeah, first and second position for now. But look at the monster start from Critty, but Horus pushing so much, has so much speed out of that one. Coming a bit closer, has much more speed into this jump, so this allows him to jump very aggressive into it. That's where this outside line really pays its dividends. Let's take a look onto the ending. Critty still leading, Horus with a wide approach. Will have a good exit in this turn. Look at how little airtime he gets, but Critty was exceptionally strong on this map yesterday. But wow, Horus ending, incredible, really. And
yeah,
that's a PB.
Yeah, so that's a...
second world record.
That's the potential of this map. With if you can get that end right, you can just get so much speed. And we saw it. I think last round was Pseudo just at the end. Round before last, being quite far ahead and then just not quite getting this right exit speed, but end up winning anyway. But yeah, you can get so much speed at the end if you play it right.
Yeah, such a creative map for me. I really like this one. This is like driving wise, like I would love to play a map like this in a competition. Like I'm a big fan of it. I think some players are not, especially someone like Bits, who's more of an old school player, right? Who's more used to mixed style and other styles, but not like RPG or like wet wood, icy or wet wheel, stuff like that. He's good at like transitional stuff, that's for sure, and also tech and multi-style, but I think the new things are not that comfortable for him. As you can see, he lost a little bit of speed here, goes very tight here, will not have that much speed to work with into the ending, and Horus wins another round. Pseudo on second, but Horus again with a great ending.
Yeah, Horus's end really just carries on this map, it seems.
Oh, and Critty doesn't finish.
Gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But it's good for my prediction.
Definitely is, because I went with Critty, you went with Pseudo, we both went with Horus for P1.
Yep.
But now we go to Pecunia's map, Das Baltikum, the Baltic states.
Yeah.
And Horus could take it home here.
I think Horus did actually have the world record on this, which got beaten, I think, last night, but Horus did have world record here for quite a while. So maybe this is where they can get the job done.
Yeah, he drove a 0.2. I think that was even during a match, when I recall that one correctly. I think we've even seen that one. But yeah, well, Bits with the first mistake is quite far behind, but always at 99 points. So he is confirming his favorite role here, as Critty also is falling more and more behind here, also due to that no finish, now making another mistake. So it seems like positions are almost set in stone. Of course, never call out the players and never call out anybody in a Trackmania tournaments, because everything can and will happen in Trackmania, right? But Suda and Aurus will just gain more and more points here, as Aurus will go up to 109 points. So that means that he's only 2 round finishes with his pace away from finals mode. And also Suda at 77 points, of course very far behind, but very far ahead of Critty and Bits, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Sudo's been putting in a good performance. It's just that Aurus has been incredibly dominant, apart from one map. So, yeah, it's a good one, but it's probably what we'd expect, really, for Aurus to be about this far ahead.
Yeah.
Can't say it's any great surprise.
It's not, no.
And it makes you wonder, you know, as we move through the day, who is it that can actually stop Aurus?
Yeah, who can stop him? That's for sure. Like, who's there to have a saying against him in some of those rounds? That's for sure. But I mean, it's certainly not Bits here in this round, because he has made a mistake, having to respawn. Critty, however, having a massive start here, finding himself 0.15 ahead, having a good drift, but Aurus coming closer. But also Sudo with a good line, maybe didn't get a good entry into that turn here. But look at that beautiful line from Aurus back into the lead.
Yeah, it's been, you know, it's just consistent from Aurus and Sudo losing a bit of speed, but it's not Sudo, Critty, sorry, Critty losing a bit of speed, but Sudo into second again is just like, feels like the theme at the minute, doesn't it? Aurus first, Sudo second, with the occasional Critty.
Yeah, occasional Critty, that's for sure, and then Bits completely falling apart here. I hope he gets his things together in the next match that he definitely has. He still has one more match in the lower bracket. Even if he gets 3rd, 4th in there, there's still one more opportunity. But we have seen some good like pace from Bits, but he wasn't able to get it through into most of the rounds. He had some good starts where he was in the lead, but then he couldn't make it through. As Sudo now with a mistake in the penalty surface sector, hitting the outside, hitting the fence. So he's losing some speed. Always sadly at 119 points. So that means that he has to finish one more round before activating finals mode. But just seeing that performance, I see no problem for him not qualifying to the
Critty crashing.
Winner bracket final. Yeah, Critty crashing. And Sudo capitalizing from a mistake from Aurus here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a good opportunity for Sudo if you can get these little round wins in before Aurus gets themselves qualified, just because it lowers the amount of points that Bitsy and Critty would get if Aurus was to be second. So that's a good round for Sudo as well, just confirming Aurus getting a finalist.
Yeah, up to 93 points for him. Aurus finalist, being multiple points ahead, 27 points ahead of Sudo, and then like there's a massive gap between 2nd and 3rd here of 27 points. That is so hard to come by. But I mean, maybe Critty and Bits can team up on the next map and then make something happen, as Aurus will not close it out in this round because he has made a mistake. So he will visit the next map as well. And let's see who wins that round, because Critty finds himself in the lead.
Yeah, Critty does. You know, if Sudo can overtake here, which he's going to do, this could be a massive, massive round now for Sudo. Just getting yourself so close to the finalist. Whilst Aurus is still here. Aurus down in 4th place, actually. Which is maybe the only disappointment for Sudo, that Aurus isn't stealing a few points off of Critty, or, well, now maybe Bitsy, but...
Yes, so Sudo wins. That's very nice.
Maybe.
10 points.
And you never know, maybe Aurus just felt like he wants to play the next map. At least want to play one round of it, come on.
He just wants to see what the next map is, but it would be poetic if it was the full sim map, because wasn't Critty? No, it definitely wasn't Machelli being very good on it.
Machelli's very dominant on it.
Yeah, but it's Großer Kurfürst, so the full sim map is being banned. So it will not be the map, the full sim map. I think it's map number 5 here, right? It should be.
Yeah, map 5. This is a Critty world record here.
True. It's quite far ahead, so all eyes on Critty.
Yeah. Thought you were going to start doing a little bit of 2-pack then.
I mean, hopefully my prediction will be than panning out. But I mean, it's looking grim. He's 31 points behind, right? And I think it will be hard for him to make it through. But I mean, 3 round wins would be enough to catch up that gap if Pseudo then is on finalists and Creedy also started a new. Let's say he's at 90 points, Pseudo reaches finalists in that round. But Creedy then has to win 3 rounds. But sadly, we're gonna go to map number 1 then again. But let's take a look onto Aura's second finals attempt. He has a great start, just going so inside there, holding the gear as well. So that looks great. And he is 0.15 ahead and only a couple of drifts away of reaching the winner bracket final. But the others are attacking. Bits with a great line. This could be a very good map for Bits. As Aura's also having to release, but Bits with a crash. Bits clipping the corner there. And Aura survives it. Good last second release, and that wasn't a good round. Only 1 second away from the world record. But Aura's gets the job done. Both Creedy and Bits failing when it matters most. They could have denied Aura's. Pseudonaut 109 points, but most importantly, in favor of Aura's, he's through into the next round.
Yeah, massive GG to Aura's, but that's so disappointing for Bits. It was an opportunity to get, I think, possibly his first round win that we would have seen today. Confident and ended up coming last, so it's very disappointing to see for him. But yeah, Aura's has done what Aura's has done, and just capitalised on mistakes and just been consistent with driving.
Hey, we were expecting it that Aura's is going to win this match effortlessly. I mean, there was Pseudo having some good rounds here and there, that's for sure, and he has secured a lot of points already. He's at 109 points. And he could move up to 150 now because he has made that mistake, but it will be 113. But also Bits into the checkpoint, but somehow gets away with it. So Pseudo will only get last position here. Creedy wins this round here as he goes up to 86 points with that. Pseudo overtaking Bits as well, who's really struggling in this match. Also, that's magnetic, that tree. Oh no. Bits with another DNF.
Yeah, it's not looking good this for Bits at all. But I mean, Creedy could maybe possibly bring it back. Pseudo, as long as they get a top 2 now, they'll get themselves finalist. But, you know, if Creedy can deny and Bits can pull off some stuff, then Creedy can quite quickly get back into the game.
That's the dream, of course. That's
you
that we're looking for. We as casters always want tense and exciting matches. That's for sure. And also Bits now with a very good start. I mean, he's at 61 points. I think had at least 2 DNFs. Also, Creedy did not finish one of those rounds, if I recall it correctly. And Pseudo only need of a 2nd place in order to activate finalist modes and send Pseudo and Creedy into the lower brackets. That's for sure. So let's take a look what will happen. Bits with another mistake. Really inconsistent today, sadly. And Pseudo also survives that turn and will deny some points to the others. Creedy will still move up to 90 plus points, to 90 points on the dots. Bits up to 67. Well, Pseudo has a lot of finals attempts to work with.
Yep, Pseudo's got a little bit of time now, and I can't see them not winning a round for at least 3 rounds. So,
would be surprising.
You know, I need them to, because then I'll have got my first prediction a day right that counts, because we didn't end up watching the other match, so I can't even remember my prediction. And yeah, I intend to be flawless with my predictions today, Turbo.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can make that happen, as we're gonna go into this round with Bits finding himself in the lead. Pseudo being 0.2 away. So it could be exciting, but Bits not with a good exit here, making a mistake, so Pseudo back into the lead. Bits not looking that confident at the end. So let's go ahead and see what will happen. Pseudo, good line here. Bits with more speed. Is he able to get it through? Would be very important to prolong the match onto map number 1 again. And it's looking good, but there's still the ending left to be cleared. Is he able to make it?
He is.
He is.
Yeah. I think that's the first round we've seen from Bitsy, so good on them for getting that done.
Yeah, very nice seeing that. So we go to map number 1 again, by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. I'm glad we get to get. At least we know we can get to a little cycle around all the maps again quite quick, quite easily. Because I don't think most matches we'll see today will be quite as dominant from Alris as we've witnessed with this one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think it will be much closer eventually because we have like the upper seeds and the lower seeds merged together, right? As seed 8 is in this match by the name of Bits, and then I think we also have seed 4 and 5. Yeah, Pseudo and Critty are seed 4 and 5, but I have to say Pseudo definitely doesn't play like seed 4. He more plays like seed 3 or 2 here, so I'm looking forward to see how he plays against the others. In semi-final 2, he has had some great maps all along, especially the Ice-Side map. I think it was Itameri, which is the map with 2 ice slides. But then, of course, he also plays against Twinjo, so seeing Pseudo versus Twinjo on that map, oh, that would be amazing. That would be so good to watch. Could be fun. Yeah. I really look forward to today. I'm really hyped, let's say it like this. But let's focus on this round here because we have Pseudo in last position and this match could go into a couple of more rounds. As, yeah, well, we have the new rotation. We're in round number 21 already in this match. And let's see what Pseudo can do in the end. Has good speed to work with, oversteers a bit in the entrance into that turn. So he cannot make it stick through. Critty and Bits finding themselves in lead. One is down. Critty with a mistake. Is Bits able to make the ending? He has been making so many mistakes there. And he does it again. Again, doesn't find the entering point. And Pseudo is through into the upper final. Well deserved, but Bits and Critty also making it so easy for Pseudo. So many individual mistakes, giving him so many points.
Oh yeah, Pseudo absolutely deserved to come second there with the way they played. But I mean, that's unfortunate for Critty and Bitsy that they just couldn't quite hold on to extend that a little bit.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad also for Bits, who for me is the... Yeah, I mean, he has been performing good, but nothing really worked out in his way, and he really struggled with the ending on this map, with a lot of other sectors. So too bad seeing that, but here we go. Let's go into semifinal 2, which is still ongoing.
And it's looking interesting.
Yeah, it's probably getting interesting. They should be also approaching finals very soon. Very nice.
Just getting finalists right now.
Perfect time to join.
And Davino 3 points away from finalist.
And Zyron also at 94 points, so it doesn't look that bad for him. He has won the first round. Kaluki with a first mistake, so we will not have a winner in this round. Oh, we have a match. Let's go.
And this is the map that Davino is very, very good at, as we just mentioned.
Yeah, he is. He's very good on this one.
If he can... I mean, if Siren doesn't go through in the top 2 here, I think that's a bit of an upset if Davino and Kaluki are the 2 to go through.
Yeah, I mean, it would be.
Siren's been struggling, but...
Yeah, but it's very important for him to go up to 100 points now to get that second position. Yeah. Then he has to win 2 more rounds. Oh, that's not a good eyesight though. And it will be Marcelli overtaking in the end. Dwinjo denying some points to the others. So we have 2 finalists. Zyron at least 3 rounds away from reaching finalist mode. So that's very unfortunate for him. Not really getting the best of ice lights. And let's see how many rounds we still have on this map. So it's definitely, it's either round number 3 or 4 that is being played here. As we go into those ones for now. We have 2 finalists now. Dwinjo and Kaluki can both go into the winner bracket final.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Davino just get the job done here on this map. But Siren's obviously got pace. So we'll see what happens, but I think this is a good map opportunity for Davino here.
I agree, but currently Zyron finds himself in the leads, and he also has a lot of exit speed. He should just make the ice side work out in the end, and he could also go up to 108 points. And that looks very clean, very good from Zyron. Very nice ice slide, a 0.50 as well is the winning time, which is only 500 away from the world record. So great time from the young Lithuanian player who has still so much potential. So he had definitely put in some effort into the maps, and he makes the match exciting. 108 points, just another round win. And then he will also be finalist guaranteed no matter if Kaluki or Dwinjo win. And now, oh my god, we have the full speed map. Kaluki was, like, Dwinjo and or Kaluki were also good on this, alongside Marcelli. I'm not sure about Siren though on this map. Let's take a look onto the records.
I mean, this is the map surely where now Marcelli does the big comeback and wins.
Would be so cool.
Yeah. So let's have a look. Where are we?
So Kaluki has the fastest time in this match. Then it's Marcelli on P number 4. And then we have Dwinjo on 7th position. And Zyron on P12, 57.7. That is quite slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think the thing for Marcelli here is that perhaps maybe not the overall the fastest, just incredibly consistent at this map when we've seen him throughout this event. But Carliki here, the one that's looking quite dominant here, 0.4 ahead of Zyron. Marcelli obviously actually struggling on this once, 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, he is 4 seconds behind here in this match, 79 points, as this will also be very hard for him to catch up because he did not win, or he will not win that first round, as Kaluki is about to make it into the winner bracket final. One more turn, and there you go. He makes the risky 57.125, and to give you a perspective, this time is 0.6 faster than Zyron's PB. Of course, he has a better time offline, but still, it will be hard for Zyron beating that time. And there's one going through. 114 points for Zyron, 1 second place is needed, but he also needs to deny Dwinjo the victory.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's so nice to see Divino go through here. Like I say, when I met him, he seemed like a really nice guy, but I also very briefly met Zyron and he seemed like a nice person, so I can't even be biased, really, but...
Everybody from the Baltics is so cool, really. I love this community.
Yeah. I think it's interesting if Divino goes through, obviously 0.4 ahead of Marcelli here, and Zyron 0.5 behind.
Yeah, but Marcelli has the speed side strats on this map.
Yeah, but the problem for Zyron really with this at the minute is that even Marcelli wins Divino second, you're still not going to quite get finalist as Zyron.
Yeah, that's for sure. Unless Dwinjo fails the ending and he has to respawn, but it looks great. Yeah. Dwinjo is through as well, so there you go.
Yeah, very well played to Divino, very well deserved.
So that's it. We have our upper bracket final, which is Aura, Pseudo, and then Kaluki and Dwinjo. So you'd love to see that. Both Latvian players going through. Zyron, Marcelli, and Critty and Bits playing the lower semi-final, happening at the same time. But I think we're going to focus on the upper final, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I need to know, I've been getting a lot of predictions right throughout this event. Can Beamsy be flawless with predictions throughout today? That's the real thing we need to find out.
Yeah, actually true. True. Yeah. Can you be right? You should start betting. No, don't bet. Don't do it. Never bet. It's not a good thing.
No, I also think that might be a little bit illegal if you cast an event and then also gambling on it.
Is it? Like, I think if you're playing and then gambling on it, it's not good. But casting, I'm not sure. But like,
we could be communicating with the players and doing nice dodgy stuff.
Yeah, but you could also do it as a normal player, right? As we have seen it, or like as a normal person who just is close to players. Remember in 2015 with iBuyPower where they have intentionally lost a match?
Right.
Yeah, there was like some drama going on back in the days, and I think 4 out of those 5 players got banned for like 10 years or something like that, which was incredible. Anyway, I think we're gonna go on a small break before we're gonna come back with this tournament. We still have the upper final, the lower semi-final played at the same time, the lower final, and then the grand final afterwards. So guys, don't go anywhere. Maybe grab your favorite snack, your favorite beverage, and we will be right back. Hello, hello. We are back with the winner bracket final. I'm really looking forward to that one, actually, or the upper final, whatever you want to call it. It's Aurus and Pseudo versus Dwinjo and Kaluki, as the match is going to start actually now. It should start now, but one player is still not on the server. It is Kaluki, who is still waiting to join the match. First, it was scheduled for a quarter past, but now I think it's at 05. So we're gonna see how this goes, but let's go for the prediction. And I mean, an easy one would be Aurus and
yes,
Aurus and Dwinjo, or either Kaluki, right? But what are you going for? I go for the opposite that you go.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Like opposite for second place.
I'm gonna go for Aurus.
The first place is clear.
Yeah, that bit's fine. We know that's Aurus. Then. What is Pseudo trying to do that? That's cool. Kind of want to go for Pseudo, but I think that's not a good idea. Do I be safe and go for Divino, or do I just trust my heart, which is going to be wrong, and go for Pseudo?
Yeah, Pseudo did really good in the match, that's for sure. He had some very strong picks, though.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for Pseudo. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna get this wrong, but I'm going for Pseudo.
I go with, yeah, I go always Dwinjo then. Like, someone has to break the curse, right? Of you winning, or like the bless, one could also say, of you winning all the predictions. But
I mean, it's been impressive throughout this event how many I've got right. I'm willing to get this one wrong to go with my heart.
Yeah. I hope so as well, but here we are. We're also gonna have a longer break after this match to figure out the pick phase, or the pick and ban phase. But it seems to work. But I think I see the issue, actually. But there's... Let's see if this works, because... Okay, I'm not sure who's able to pick, because this is like the duo setup.
Yeah, it's teams. Which...
Not sure if anybody's able to... maybe there's just a ban. But the sad thing is we don't have any chat as well, so we don't know what has been banned or not, so... It's maybe some improvement for the next time.
Yeah.
But...
And I think Marcelli said before they were going to stick with just one ban for the first 2 matches and then switch after this. So potentially this is still just that one ban situation.
But it should be one ban, right? Like.
Yeah, but I mean the one random ban rather than being picked by. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out for sure. So the match starts here very soon. Good luck, have fun. You go with Aurus and Pseudo. I go with Aurus and... Yeah, Dwinjo, even though it's close with Kaluki, right? But, well, it is what it is. But this is a good map.
Aurus started late, so...
And this is a good map for Dwinjo and Pseudo, right? To sort of things. And it will be map number 6 as well in the rotation.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. It'd be nice to know what the band map would be, but hey, we'll work that one out as we get there.
Yep. That's for sure. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start the match here. As the point limit is still 120 points. Point of repetition is default 10, 6, 4, and 3 points for the respective positions. And let's go into the first round. As we have already alluded to, Dwinjo and also Pseudo looked very potent on this map. Just look at this ice set from Pseudo, taking so many risks here. He knows that he has to do that in order to beat all the players. Yeah. But what a close round already. And this could also be a potential grand final here. As we have seed 1, 4, and 2, and 3 playing. So it's a rematch from the Swiss stage, if I recall correctly. No, Critty was in the 4th seed back then.
Yeah, I think it was Critty instead of Pseudo. I think the rest was the same, maybe.
Yeah. And then Ieva was also seed 3 from the qualification, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm just keep her. It feels disappointing in a way that she didn't make it through to today, because there was a really good little storyline going on there. And we just didn't get to see it play out. But maybe next time.
Hopefully next time, and she could have definitely made it into top 6, maybe even into the final. That's for sure. It was already very close in that first match, if you remember, between Kaluki No, it was between Fane, Zyron, and Dieva. That was very close there, where Dieva could have, I think, even got the first position, but it was eventually Fane who got first, and then Zyron sneaking in into second place. But here we go, Dwinjo on his show, but getting a bit of airtime there, so we'll have not the best amount of speed. So he has to go a bit wider for the ice slide, and that's how he loses the time, and Oris doesn't overtake Pseudo, wins the round.
Yeah, I think, we've only seen 2 rounds here, but I think this could be a very, very close match between all 4 of them, really, on points.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Pseudo now tied with Dwinjo. That's who we're expecting. Kaluki and Oris also tied for 3rd position. So really looking forward to see how this match plays out as we now go into round 3. So it could be a huge round for either Kaluki or Oris. They could jump up to 1st position, potentially even, if they win that round. But look at the start here from Dwinjo, already 0.15 ahead.
Yeah, no, it's been a great start here for Divino and also Pseudo. Like, both of those currently ahead of Oris, which is a little bit surprising this round. Obviously it's a bit early to call anything, but I think it really shows the level of competition that we're watching. But Divino here is still 0.2 ahead of Oris, so looks like it could be another round win with the ice slide going well.
Wow, what a trail of ice slides here in the ending. Everybody just going the same line, and what a great round that was. Hardly any mistake happening, just some small adjustments. And that's what I would call a great round here on this map. Really shows the level, and this just makes me more and more exciting, right, about this whole competition. Dwinjo, 20% through of reaching finalist modes after 3 rounds, so that is a great showing from him. First, and 3rd place for him. And now we see the first mistake from the favorite, from Oris, who only has scored 15 points so far. So if Kaluki wins this round, well, Oris will go to last place.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be an upset if Oris wasn't be in the top 2 here, let alone win, but it's a long way to go. Well, we've got to play to 120 points again, so yeah, it's still a long time for things to change.
I agree. Or Kaluki sliding a bit there in the water sector, so losing a bit of speed. So he was in the battle for 1st position with Dwinjo, but he can win another round. Or Kaluki having to readjust a little bit because he was a bit too wide. Will he stay on 2nd? Yes, he will, but still another close round. Only quarter of a second between 1st and 3rd. Dwinjo with 3 out of 4 possible round wins, up to 34 points. And as we already said, this map will also be played most likely again if the matches goes into full length. And with seeing Oris already falling behind with only 18 points out of the first map, I think we're gonna see this map again.
Yeah, I mean, it could be very telling for the end if Oris is struggling with that one when we get to it. I mean, if Oris is finalist, and then would you feel confident with how that's just gone? Like, you've got Divino and Pseudo and Kaluki that all have so much pace on that map.
Yeah, that's for sure. They have so much pace. Dwinjo and Kaluki looking great, but also Pseudo, of course, with 22 points out of that map here. As we now go to map number 2, which is the full sweep map. So a bit poetic to see like the 2 outliers of maps being map 1 and 2, and Kaluki with a poor start to start off things.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting this one here because, little mistake there from Divino, so ARs, but I don't think Oris is the best on this map out of the people here. I'd imagine Kaluki, Divino to look very strong on this after this round.
Yeah, hopefully they can bounce back from those mistakes, as Oris is 0.2 ahead. Of course, there's some speed slides to catch on this one. Pseudo goes for it, has good speed to work with. Let's see if he also gets the tricky speed slide from the reactor boost part, where you want to catch a bit of airtime in order to get the speed slide, or just oversteer a little bit, but then of course you run into danger to fully slide and not get the line, because you don't know when you actually catch or when your car triggers the drift. But here we go. Oris wins his, I think, first round in this match, up to 28 points. Dwinjo and Kaluki, of course, a bit disappointed with their 3rd and 4th finish, or 4th place finish, but still.
And it's just worth noting that that's about 0.3 behind the world record, which is held by Divino on this map, which he set about 10 minutes ago. So we could still see a lot from Divino here, despite that little mistake there.
Yeah, definitely.
He looks like he might want to.
Look at that start here as well. Kaluki
Yeah.
failing the start a little bit here as he struggles to find a good exit from the sausage, catching a bit of airtime, and that's how punishing this map is. If you make a mistake, well, then you're just out on it, and you have to pray from a mistake from the others in the risky ending or from the parts before, and you can also clip the inside of the wood sector or just make some other errors, but we have not seen too many mistakes on here. Maybe some missed SDs, but not someone fully flying out of the map. The mistakes really started here in this sector, where Aurus gets good speed without a speed slide though. So great approach from him into that part. Aurus going into the lead. Will he win another round? So close. Aurus not with the best ending, so Dwinjo will overtake from, I think he was even on third position to first, something along those lines.
Yeah, Pseudo was obviously first prior to the uphill section, and then, you know, obviously had a little fail at the end, but that was a very close round actually for this full speed map, where normally you see just one person so far ahead compared to the other maps.
Yeah, true that. And I mean, I also want to talk about the line from Aurus, because he was quite low in the wall rides, and that's why he did not have any angle to work with, and that's how he bounced very early into the plastic, whereas Dwinger had a very direct line into the ending, so that's where he lost the speed. But look how many risks, or how much risk Aurus is taking here in that sector to squeeze out every kilometer per hour possible out of his car, but it didn't really work out that well. Dwinjo continuing to dominate this match, and also Aurus almost failing that part here again, but makes it through. Has good speed again to work with, but there's a speed side to catch. Dwinjo doesn't get it. Aurus again with more speed into the ending. Now let's see who's gonna win this round. Aurus now with a bigger gap to work with. Is he gonna go for a lower line? It's a bit higher now, and he gets a very direct finish and stays ahead, but what a close ending again.
Yeah, I mean, Davigno's obviously getting that ending very nicely, because there's a little gain right at the last second just to get it to almost be doable to have a comeback. But there were so many risks there from Aurus, like almost touching the wall twice during that run. Aurus is clearly at the point where he needs to risk a little bit, because the competition has stepped up a level a bit here.
Yeah, but it really pays off. I mean, he's at 44 points now, second place. The seeding, of course, only matters for the ban at the end. So a very, very good match here that we have in our hands, especially from Dwinjo. And also Aurus bouncing back, of course. But Dwinjo now with a respawn, completely fading that part. So this is a less closer round in comparison to the other ones that we've had.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there for Davigno. So far ahead of Aurus, and then just to get that line slightly wrong and have to do a respawn. Is he gonna upset Davigno a little bit?
Yeah, Dwinjo and Kaluki also both with respawns. They should be able to finish this round if they survive, but the finish timeout, I think, is only 10 seconds for this one, so Kaluki should not make another mistake for the end. Dwinjo did though, and I think Dwinjo, no, he will not be able to finish. Kaluki as well, so we only have 2 finishers in this round. Oh no, that's disaster for the Latvian players.
It is, but that's massive for Aurus to get them onto equal points to Davigno. And they're gonna be kicking themselves a little bit there.
Unlucky though, very, very unlucky, as we now go to map number 3, Das Baltikum, and this one also has provided some close rounds. And I really want to talk about Pseudo's end here, the jump into the penalty grass. This looked exceptional from him. He has had so much speed in most of the rounds, but also Aurus' start was so good on this map. So I expect close rounds here again, as we now go into round number 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is again a map that Aurus will be, I think Aurus is quite confident on. But yeah, Karliki's had a good end on it. And I feel like Davigno's the type of player that might risk on this. So I think this could be another close map, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so as well, due to the fact that this one is also a bit slower paced, I would say, with all the penalty being used. You know, in comparison to the full speed map, this one is just cruising through it. You know, you feel like you're stuck in gear number 4 for the entirety of the map. But yeah, that's just how it is. But Aurus with a great start. Dwinjo with a mistake. But I want to focus on the line here from Pseudo. Oh, also Kaluki with a mistake. Aurus crashing as well. So 2 red shells being pulled from Pseudo. And he had a great entry into that party. And look at that speed. That's the speed that I'm talking about. Very, very good steering from Pseudo. As Aurus also comes back, but goes a bit too wide. So Pseudo wins the round. Great job.
Yeah, and that's a good round there for Pseudo as well, just to catch up a bit. So it's looking quite close here, the front three of Aurus, Divino, Pseudo. Only 9 points between first and third here when we're about halfway through. That's quite good going.
Yeah, only Kaluki falling a bit further behind, of course. So he has to do some catch-up work in the next couple of rounds.
Does, but I feel like Kaluki's just not had the map yet. I think Kaluki will have a map where starts to get some points back, and maybe it's too late, you never know, but I feel like Kaluki's still got waiting for that moment, and I think it'll happen.
Hopefully, but also in this round he is on P4, just half a second behind Aurus. He can't just not find the right pace into the rounds. He has to go out of his comfort zone too much in order to stay on par with Dwinjo and Aurus in this match. We're again dominating here. Kaluki overtaking Pseudo in this round. But Aurus and Dwinjo so good here into this one. And this is another great round. Will it be a 0.2? I don't think so. Okay, never mind. It's a 0.2. Good time.
Yeah, and that time would have been 4th place, I think, on the map. That's sort of how good that time is. It's looking good again for Aurus. Aurus is, sort of recovered from the start of the thing. Got obviously now up into first place. A nice little lead of 7 points over Divino. Pseudo obviously 54, Kaluki 36, but I think Aurus maybe's found that little bit of confidence they were looking for. It's just the real risk is as we rotate through, when we get back to map 1, if Aurus is still not qualified, that's where I'd be a little bit scared for him.
I agree with that, but he had great ending sections on map number 2, but it could then be a very close match, that's for sure. But he still has at least 9 rounds to play for until we see map number 1 again. So that's something to play for, as Aurus also gets a good ending sector here. But Dwinjo right now in the lead, so great line from the Latvian player. Aurus pushing so much, but not enough to overtake Dwinjo here in this corner. But good thing that you mentioned there, because I think Kaluki's time has not come just yet. Maybe map 4 and 5 will be very good for him, and then he can catch up. But 39 points, that's not too much for him to work with for now, because look how far behind he's already. He's 34 points behind Dwinjo, the 2nd place that you just need in order to make it into the grand final.
Yeah, definitely. It's a rough one, but we hope it goes well. And yeah, I'm just curious at the minute with how this is playing out. I'm just in a state of curiosity, because like I said, I went with Pseudo from my heart, really, but I think you're probably right with Divino. Did think that then, but Kaluki's surprising with how much he struggled here so far.
Yeah.
But very close here between Aurus and Divino, and I don't think Pseudo's anywhere near out of the conversation.
Yeah, he definitely is not with 58 points. It doesn't look that bad for him. Of course, in this round, it's a complete different story. It's maybe Kaluki's time to shine to at least get 2nd place, but Aurus with so much speed there into the ending. And another 0.2 here. Good times all along. Dwinjo wins another round and also overtakes Aurus for 1st position. 83 points for him. So I think also an outlook for the grand final if Dwinjo and Aurus will make it into that. Of course, Aurus didn't have a good start, but the ban will be so important to get that 1st seed. It will be so important for Aurus to ban the Iceland map.
Tell you what's quite a fun little one there. Divino's time then was equal to their current PB on that map. They perfectly equal their PB.
On the 1000 or?
Yeah, they got 52.253, which is the same as their current PB.
Okay, interesting. So that's a good piece of information there. So nice time indeed. You love to see it, as we now go to Sencool, probably. That's not how you pronounce it. Maybe like Sensul, but
Sensul.
like something like that. Whatever. Let's go to the map here from Fendar, as Aurus and Kaluki.
What a beautiful map with the snow. Ooh.
Yeah. It's a fun map with the ending as well, right?
Yeah, the ending's great. But should be an interesting one, this one.
And also look at the time, or look at the rounds here for Kaluki. He's on a great run.
Yeah, I mean, Carlucci doesn't even have, doesn't. It's third on the map on records, but maybe this is finally the map where Carlucci can sort of finally show his thing and do that for a bit. But we'll see how it plays out. Obviously now Aurus 0.7 or so ahead of Carlucci.
Kaluki with a small error there in the sector before the water. So he lost some time, and Aurus with a 55.54, which is, let me take a look, which is roughly 0.07 away from the world record. So great time. Zyron set the world record actually on this map just before the event, 3 hours ago. And this was also a PB for Aurus, so good time. You love to see it.
Yeah, it's great. It's always nice to just see what people are capable of when they have to push a little. Because you don't want to over push, you don't want to over risk. But like, it's starting to get to that point where you're just going to be going a little bit riskier, a little bit faster when you feel like you need to, compared to maybe yesterday or. Yeah.
Yeah, and Aurus definitely goes for it. Also, this outside line looks very good from him. Look at that, how much he is willing to push this one. Very nice as he finds himself in the lead, but the others are swarming behind. It's not looking too bad for them, as Dwinger also having a great line, but it really feels like Dwinger and Aurus dominating this match. Dwinger with a very conservative line, tries to lose as much speed as possible before the drift. It works out to claim second place, but Aurus wins another round with a 0.5 again. Kaluki 1 second behind, Pseudo 5 seconds behind. So slowly but surely, Aurus and Dwinger moving up to that finalist mode. Aurus now up to 102 points, so looking good for him.
Yeah, no, I'm not overly surprised to see Divino in second, but what I am surprised, and the reason I went for Pseudo, is I expected the three of those to sort of rotate position quite a lot. But whereas Divino has comfortably been largely finishing either first or second, so he's been the person keeping up with Aurus, and it makes me wonder as we move out throughout the day, assuming he does qualify here now, and could he be the person that could take Aurus down later if he goes for it?
Yeah, and I think it all really matters who gets first place, who decides the ban on the map. So if you decide to ban Intermeri from Aurus's POV, where he only scored less than 20 points in 4 rounds, it would already be very important for him, right? But then you also have the full speed map, but Aurus did look very good on this one. I mean, he had some great ending sectors, and also here on this map, he looks very potent and is able to get it through. Kaluki now can maybe get that first position. No, it's not enough, but still a statement, getting 6 points at least. But again, Kaluki needs those 10 points. He needs them.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's too late already.
It's probably too late, and I mean, Pseudo's really in the danger zone where it's almost too late. But I think Carlucci might just be 1 or 2 rounds too far away from having any chance of coming back without winning every single round now. But never say die. You never say it's over till it's over.
Yeah, never say never, as Justin Bieber also said in, I think, 2010 or 2009. Yeah, so
let's go Justin Bieber.
was a song from Justin Bieber, right?
Yeah, and I hate that I know the one you're on about.
You don't like him?
No.
Yeah, I think that was like everybody didn't like him back in the days, like especially males, because everybody had a crush on him, right? Like
I just found it annoying.
Yeah, I get that. As well as some people think Lady Gaga or Katy Perry are annoying. I think the music is fine though, like I really enjoy this. But anyway, let's go to the round because it's so close, and Pseudo overtaking there. We just talk about Justin Bieber as we witness a very good round here actually, a very good snipe from Pseudo, who goes up to 80 points. And to be honest, we did already see too much from Pseudo in the last couple of rounds, but now he goes up to 80 points, but still 20 points away from Dwinger. Aurus up to 118.
Yeah, the critical bit there is that it denied Aurus from getting finalists for another round, which gives you 1 more round's opportunity to gain some points before Aurus is in a finalist situation.
Definitely very important for Pseudo to take home that win there, as we now go into another map from Picunia. It's Großer Kurfürst. So again, I also mentioned it yesterday, but Picunia has been providing great maps for this event and also huge, like insane contribution to the Trackmania esports scene in general. Being part of the DACH League, of course, which is a very, very nice event for up-and-coming German, Austrian and Swiss players that are located there. So very cool seeing that, and also a very nice person who has been improving quite a lot as a player, and you can also see his maps really working out very well. Great competitive map. I'm really a fan of his 2 maps in the map pack, and let's see how this one plays out, because this could also be the last map of this upper bracket final.
Yeah, potentially could be. I don't think it quite will be. Also, Carlucci here competing with Auris in the top, which is good to see Carlucci finally making a little bit of a statement. But I have a feeling that Carlucci and Pseudo will just start to push a little bit now, just to try and give themselves a chance, which I think we might be witnessing.
Yeah, they have to.
I can see this going for them. Yeah. So I think they'll risk a little bit more, and that extends it a bit. Oh, and Carlucci fails the end then.
Yeah, so Auris denying a huge chunk here to Carlucci, who could have gone up to 73 points. Now he's up to 66. I think he even held the gear on that part on the last sector. I did not hear his gear dropping. Maybe he also got a very early gear up again. But he had so much speed to work with, and then sadly failed the risky ending. 57.362 is the winning time. The world record is a 56.8, so a bit slower, but I mean... Carlucci was definitely on a great time, but now Auris being a finalist, so let's take a look if he can close it out.
And the other disappointing thing there was that Pseudo was ahead of Divino going into the last check, just before the last checkpoint, and then obviously Divino came second, so slightly disappointing there for Pseudo.
And that's for sure. Like, Pseudo also could have gotten a lot of points. You're still at 84 points though, so nothing is over just yet, but still overcoming 22 points will be hard, but you never know how the 1v1v1 is being played out, because Auris will make it into the grand final with a very dominant performance after a conservative start, only collecting 18 points or so on map number 1. He's through. He dominated this match alongside Dwinjo, who's not through yet, but also up to 110 points. But that's a well-deserved performance, and he has 25 euro guaranteed to his name, but I think he will shoot for first or second position, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if we didn't see Auris in the top 2 positions. But that was a very well played one, and it's good for them to have got it sorted before we rotate back to map 1, because I think that's where the real danger for Auris would have been. So they've just locked in, got the job done, and just big GG. But I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot today, and we already are, so.
Quick GG indeed, as Carlucci now finds himself in the lead again. I mean, he could have been up to 76 points, 86 points after this round, but it's all the what if. You should leave them behind. If you're in a round like this, you should just play round after round. It's safe to say that Carlucci also had some points left on the field. I think he had 1 or 2 non-finishes, so this could have even, or this stacks up to an even bigger point deficit. So definitely not the match for Carlucci, and I hope if he makes it into the grand final, he can bounce back, as he definitely has the potential to do so. Yeah. As Pseudo.
I mean, we saw it yesterday with just how consistent Carlucci was, and I know it's a slightly higher quality of player that we're seeing today, which is no disrespect to anyone, but up against it. But I feel like he's not done quite as well anyway as he did we saw yesterday. So maybe just not quite his day, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed. I agree with that. So maybe he just needs another match to come by, because he will drop into the lower final or the consolidation match. They're always called different depending on what kind of how you define them. Yeah, but in the modern day of Trackmania, it's usually the lower final, and then it's the lower semi-final before. And even though there's only one match, so it can be a bit deceiving, but that's just how it is. As Pseudo now finding himself in the lead, Dwinjo needs at least a second place in this round in order to secure finals mode.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very, very nice for Pseudo if Divino could fail to come second, but Divino actually overtaking Pseudo with that little clip, which is very unfortunate, because that 10 points would have been beautiful, and now he's going to be third. Second mistake.
Yeah, very unlucky.
Yeah,
for
I feel like I
Pseudo.
shouldn't have spoken.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry, Suda.
I mean, at least he goes up to 100 points, which is not bad. But again, same pattern for Pseudo in this match. So much possible. It could have been up to 110 points. Kaluki also up to, like, let's say 90 plus points. And then Dwinger could have not been in finalist mode at this point, so this would have been a complete different match. But here we go. Pseudo already performed on this map here. And I think your prediction can still be right. But he plays against
I don't
Dwinger.
know. It's tough. It's Divino. Divino's very good. The thing is, I said before, I said if I was to go with my head, I'd say Divino. If I go with my heart, it's with Pseudo. So I went with my heart with what that felt for this. But yeah, I think my head would have been the one that's right, and that's unfortunate. So
He cannot
this
win
is a
them
map
all.
that Divino's looked very strong on, but Pseudo as well. But I can't not see Divino winning around here, if not the first one.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I mean, already a 1v1 is brewing up here because Kaluki made a mistake. Pseudo and Dwinger both getting a good start. But Dwinger with a better nose side or just more speed out of that sector, sliding a bit less than his opponent. So he finds himself quite far ahead, and also Pseudo with a mistake. So it looks like a victory lap. Dwinger is half a second ahead of Pseudo. As you can see here, he just has to save it into the end, but sometimes those are the hardest rounds to win, because if you then maybe release a bit in this sector here, well, then the eyesight at the end gets a bit awkward, right? In comparison to you having more speed, but it looks very much controlled, very confident, and Dwinger will qualify to the grand final as well. Well-deserved performance, well-deserved win for his performance, and Pseudo and Kaluki drop into the lower final. GG's.
Yeah, GG. It was a pretty dominant second place performance for Divino. You know, being the one other person that was generally winning rounds other than Alris, and if not winning normally in second. So yeah, it was great.
It was great indeed. As I'm going on to the second server, the match is also still ongoing, and look how close it is for that second place battle, as Zyron is completely dominating this match here. 116 points. He's quite far ahead.
Quite close between the other three here, though. Fitzy on 88 points, Critty 94, Marcelli 90. That's still to be out anyway with them. It's dominant from Zyron, but it's not, I wouldn't say that's quite over yet. I mean, Zyron crashing out there, actually. So, unlikely to get themselves to finalists this round.
Hopefully. Hopefully they are doing that. And yes, sometimes my mouse just wiggles because I just move my leg on my PC, and then my mouse is just shaking and wiggling, so it looks a bit weird, so that's why I disabled it now. But well, Zyron is not in finalists. He's at 119 points.
That sounds like back in the day. When I first started playing Rocket League, when I was into that for a bit, whenever the ball came near me, my leg would twitch and smash into the desk, so I had a massive bruise on my leg constantly from playing Rocket League. Don't know why that happened, but you know.
Yeah, but like every time when I cast, I just randomly move my mouse because I'm just so focused on what is happening when I want to change POV, or I'm just talking and I just forget about my hand moving, right? So I just move my mouse randomly sometimes, so that's why I usually disable it, but I have forgotten to untick the box, so that's where we have that. But yeah, we all have some weird gaming quirks, right? I also move my head. Yep. Like I also look like Stephen Hawking when I play Trackmania. Like it looks so weird. I look so focused, so angry. But yeah, everybody has their own little quirk when playing or like casting or watching anything. Just some little rituals.
You know, it's the way of being human. It's the way of being human.
Yeah. And Zyron now in finalists, denying a lot of points to the others, but it's only 1 point between second and fourth. And it's still not over for Zyron because he still has to close out this particular match. But also it seems like Critty had a great match as well as Bits. I mean, I was thinking Marcelli and Zyron will go through here with ease, but it's so close, right?
Yeah, it's so incredibly close, this. Having 102, 101, 102, and then finalists. Like, you know, Zyron, sure, you know, has a couple of rounds here to get the job done. before it becomes too much of an issue for them. But that second place could go any way whatsoever. It looks like this has been a very good match.
Yeah, probably a good match to follow all along, but now Zyron with a small mistake after an exceptional outside dirt line. Zyron didn't make it across here, but goes for a wide approach here to get a clean landing into that one. Greedy sliding out though, so Zyron back up into the lead because he has more speed, and Zyron will make it into the consolidation final. Very good to see that he closes out his first finals attempt. Could have been much more for Critty in this round, could have been first position, but sadly he slid out there and losing a lot of time.
Yeah, it's disappointed for Critty. That was a real opportunity to get yourself a 10 point. But 6 points, it's still good for March. Sorry, 3 points for.
It was
4 points for. No,
4
it was
points.
four. It was
yeah.
4.
He got thirds.
Yeah, he got third. Yeah.
Yeah, Bits
No,
got.
I started to say that, and I went, "Oh wait, no, Marcelli overtook, didn't he?" Yeah, so.
Yeah, Marcelli got second. Critty got third, and then Bits got last. So Critty and Bits now on par in points, but only 3 points tearing those players apart. And how poetic is this? Celestia as the decider. And as we see like 2 DNFs again, well then things could change up, but I think we have like 3 more rounds, maybe 4 at best.
I mean, it's interesting with Marcelli here. Another opportunity on this map, another chance to shine, which he didn't take in the match we saw Marcelli playing in earlier, but maybe here could do. I mean, it's an awkward start here, but
yeah, the SD
definitely what Marcelli would have wanted as the last map with a respawn there.
Yeah, but also Critty looked very good on this map, that's for sure. So Critty could definitely go through it after him being in the 2-0 match yesterday already. I think it would not be a surprise that Critty is going through in this one here as well. He has 4 seconds to work with, and Critty will then move up into second place with 115 points. Bits 7 seconds behind, but they need to make sure to finish those rounds, that's for sure. Both Marcelli and Bits, maybe at this point they should just go for the safe ending, as well as Critty, who does do that. Very nice, good decision making, not risking anything there. So Marcelli also safe finish. Bits fails it, and I'm very questioning that decision from Bits, going for the risk.
Yeah, I should have saved at this point when you have so little time to play for, and not getting any points now is very dangerous. With Critty and Marcelli both 115 and 114 respectively. That's a poor decision, really.
It is, yeah.
But it's been a tough competition for Bitsy, and maybe next time when they play they can up it a little bit. But it's not over for them. It's not over for them.
Yeah, but I think on a map like this, it will be hard to match the pace from Critty and Marcelli, so you should take everything that you have, and those 4 points are very important to get, right? Not sure if there was any other DNF during the match from Bits, maybe even on this map here even, but we don't know, but yeah, this round is a bit closer than the one from beforehand. So Marcelli goes for a beautiful SD, but it looks like it will not be enough to overtake Critty unless he fails the ending. But this looks like a good approach. Bits again fails it here. Steers in way too early.
Finalist.
And both are finalists. Yeah, double final situation. Good luck. And Bits at 109, so you hate to see it, really.
That's disappointing to be. And that'd be the advantage if you'd have gone for the safe finish there. You'd be at least, you'd only have to win 1 round to get into a triple finalist, but it's still a tough ask. Like you say, against Marcelli and Critty on this map. Yeah, curious which way this goes. I think you might be right. I think this might be a Critty opportunity, but Marcelli is so consistent generally on this map, as you've seen all tournament long. And I say that, and he touched the wall, so sorry.
Yeah, it's not your fault, it's the player's fault. You have already seen the line not being on par. He was steering in a bit too late into the left turn and released too late there as well to have any reaction. But I mean, he had to go for the risk to not fall more and more behind. So it is Critty now in the lead. Bits with a poor SD there, having to readjust a lot to not go into the pole. But Critty with a mistake. Bits going over the penalty surface a lot. He will not make the jump. He will not
He didn't
make
get the checkpoint. He missed the
Oh,
checkpoint.
he did. Yeah, true. Because he went. Oh my
Yeah.
god, Bits completely brain farting on this map.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That was a
Gritty is
real
so-
opportunity for Bitsy, but GG to Gritty.
Yeah, I mean it's deserved, but also sweet bitter for Bits because he could
Yeah.
have definitely been in finalists going into the next one. He could have denied both of them. But yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's how it is. Critty and Zyron are through. Bits and Marcelli eliminated in 7th, 8th position. And now we go into the lower final, which will be the losers of the upper final, which were Kaluki and Pseudo playing against Zyron and Critty.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun the next one. It's scheduled for about 15 minutes from now, but I imagine that'll get moved forwards a little bit later. Joey did. But can I just say a big GG to Marcelli there for how far he's gone today,
Yeah.
and throughout this event. I mean, you know, to be organising an event and then also competing with it and doing well is a very impressive thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. Like, congrats to both of them. Both did great. I think there was more potential
Yeah.
for especially Bits in this
Yeah.
last round and also in the whole tournament. But still, getting into day number 2 is pretty good. So guys, we're gonna be back after a small break. I'm just setting the countdown to 10 minutes. I think we're gonna have a longer break though coming into play to let Marcelli figuring everything out. So I'm just gonna run the countdown for 10 minutes and we will be right back after a small break.
we're back for the consolidation final. It's me, Beamsy, and I'm still here with Turbo. We're still having fun, and it's the penultimate match of the day, the consolidation final, and it's going to be a good one. We got Criddy, we got Carlucci, Pseudo, and Zyron, and I'm very excited for this. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm also very excited. I mean, we already talked about it in voice when we kind of like just brainstorm what actually happened in the past, but what also will happen. We have Zyron performing really well in the previous match. I mean, it was close for that second place battle where Criddy went through alongside Zyron from the lower brackets final, whatever, like the previous lower bracket match. I'm just gonna call it like this. But then on the other hand, we also have Pseudo, who did really well as well. Was just a little bit further behind Aurus and Dwinjo, but then couldn't make it through. And then Carlucci maybe underperforming a bit. So it will be an interesting match to follow all along. I think it will be very close. It really depends if Carlucci can get his things together, as well as Criddy. And then, of course, Zyron being the dark horse, a momentum-driven player. And I think if he gets into the groove of things, he will be unstoppable in this match. But yeah, my prediction for this match, it's hard. But
it's really hard.
I go with Zyron and Pseudo, actually.
You know, I kind of want to go for the same as you, but I'll be good. I'll go different. I'll go for Zyron, and I'll go for Criddy. Because I expected you to go for Criddy. I thought you would. So I'll take what I thought your prediction would be.
Okay, you go with Criddy, but I mean, we could be wrong all along because Carlucci, of course, is very, very strong. But at least one of us will have one player correct. That's for sure, but I really think that Pseudo did really well in that match from beforehand. Carlucci, of course, he has had a great performance yesterday, but it feels so rough to get out of that hole, right? If you didn't perform that well. But here we go. We are starting. Also, we have the map order into play. It is Itameri as map number 1, then Großer Kurfürst, Celestia, Fichtenhain, Das Baltikum, and Sensul is the ban. So this map is not going to be played, as we are starting with round number 1. Point limit is still 120. It should be 140 for the final, it feels like.
Yeah, I imagine so. I would say, yeah, I have a feeling you might be right with Pseudo. The reason I've gone for Criddy, like I say, is just to have a difference of opinion with you. But I think Carlucci, Criddy, and Pseudo and Zyron all deserve this. So I think it really could go anyway.
Yeah, I think so as well. It can go either way, but it really depends of how you start off this match, of course, to get the snowball rolling, to get into the groove of things, to maybe not feel that much pressure if you maybe fail 1 or 2 rounds, you know, build a bit of a cushion. And that's what Carlucci didn't do in the previous match. Of course, it was a very, very high-class match that we have seen beforehand, but it will be hard for Carlucci to bounce back, especially here in this round already, where Zyron has a very good start. Look at that. He's already 0.15 ahead, as Criddy and Pseudo are ahead of Carlucci, who's currently on 3rd position, because he will overtake Pseudo with that eyesight, I think. No, he didn't get it too well. Zyron also with a mistake and drops all the way down to last place. And that's what you want to avoid if you are Zyron. I hope this round is not getting to him that much. Criddy wins the round, Pseudo on 2nd, Carlucci on 3rd, and Zyron, the biggest loser of this round, only 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough, but I mean, out of any of the maps, this is the one that I'd expect Zyron to struggle with the most, because Criddy, Pseudo, and Carlucci, when we've seen them, have all been very good on this map. Which is no disrespect to Zyron, because I mean, he's also done well. But I'd imagine this is the one that would be the roughest for him out of any of them.
Yeah, but I mean, Zyron's starts have been amazing over the last 2 rounds. Pseudo also has had insane rounds here on this map, that's for sure. Carlucci and Criddy struggling here a little bit, but Zyron on a banger time here by the looks of it as well. Gets not the best of exits, could have gotten a bit more speed, but of course rather staying safe than overheating, and Zyron can now win the round. He's locked in, and that's a beautiful eyesight as well. Look at that. 47.57 is the winning time as well. World record is a 0.4, so Zyron was an absolute monster time in the round beforehand. Pseudo on 2nd, still getting away with it. Still on par with Zyron and Criddy, who are now in 1st position, both getting 1st and last respectively. And then Carlucci with 2 third positions in a row, only 8 points for him, but still not the worst of starts.
No, it definitely could have been. Definitely could have been better, but like it's fine. You know, it's close, and I imagine this match has the potential to be pretty close from all of them. Really, you just got to hope Carlucci can lock in and keep himself in it. But Zyron with a very bad line there, and that's going to be a respawn.
Yeah, he has no speed over the wood. It's of course very snowbally, so that's why it's a new school map rather, where you lose a lot of time if you make an error, but Pseudo had it perfectly, really. He had such a great eyesight there, and finding himself quarter of a second out of Critty, his fellow countryman. And that also looks great here. Pseudo, good break taps, holding the eyesight into the ending, winning his first round up to 22 points for him. Carlucci on third, and Zyron again, first or last. I mean, that was kind of the pattern from yesterday as well, where he either went full psycho mode, driving world records, or just got last due to a crash.
Yeah, it's been an inconsistent performance from Zyron, which is why we're seeing them here in the consolidation final at the minute. But I think they've still done it very well, and we still expect them to go through really. But yeah, it's been a shaky event for them.
Yeah, that's for sure, but much more consistent today than in comparison to tomorrow, where he won his first match by just luck, I would say, because Eva looked very good in that first Swiss stage match as well, and then I think Zyron went on to lose back-to-back matches, when I recall that correctly, so he did not really live up to the expectations that we have had on him. Yeah, no, he was in the 1-1 match, then the 1-2 match, and then won both the 1-2 and 2-2 match, so match 4 and 5 was won from him, and also here, Zyron crashed again, so Critty wins the rounds. Zyron can only pray to finish this round, and he will do so, and he's probably happy that this map is over, because the eyesight did not treat him that well.
No, it did not, no. But it's a good start. It's a good start there for Pseudo and Critty to have themselves about 10 points off the first map, and it's a good potential start.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good potential start as well, but now we go to map number 2, Großer Kurfürst it is. Critty has the world record on this map. Let me actually refresh and see if anybody has beaten it in the meanwhile, but no, it stands. 5 days ago, this time was set. It's 700s ahead of Zyron's PB, which was set 13 days ago, so a long time ago. And then top 3 is occupied by Carlucci, also in the match. And then where is Pseudo? Pseudo on P8 only, being 0.7 behind the world records. So 57.585. So might not be the best map for Pseudo. Let's focus on to him on the first round.
Yeah, it could be rough, but you know, there's an element of fair enough. You might not be the absolute fastest, but it can get a little bit of consistency going. It can carry you a long way on a map like this, where where you've got those 2 big key moments that can lose your time with the sorry, my throat.
Definitely. Like, you can lose a lot of time here, but Pseudo didn't get a good start all along. He's 0.4 behind Zyron and Carlucci. Critty sadly with a mistake. Pseudo also struggling to get as much speed as possible out of that sector, so his gap will just increase to 0.6 of a second in this checkpoint. Very important to stay wide to steer as little as possible over the grass sector, as Zyron is so far ahead here. What time will it be? I think we could jump into the 56-second time here already if he gets this one through. This looks great, and look at this, a 56.822, and just by that we have a new world record. It has been cracked. Zyron, insane job. What a time.
Yeah, it's a great time. It really shows what he's capable of. You know, it's just the bit I'm scared with for Zyron is that he's going to get a world record there, and then the next round come last, because it feels like it could be one of those days for him. But
yeah, like yesterday.
Fingers crossed he can. Yeah.
Time for 3 bonks now. Yeah, good call, Dwinjo. A bit savage there, but I mean, he has already made a mistake at the start. But it should not matter unless he has the pace from the run beforehand, because he's only 0.1 away from the others. Let's take a look if he can bounce back from that mistake. Usually Zyron, as Dwinjo is alluding to already, you know, is a glass cannon, right? You know, he buys an AWP without any Kevlar or any helmet, and then just tries to snipe it down mid. But, well, here it looks good. It looks like that he at least gets 1 or 2 frags in this round, or maybe even more. Look at that line from Zyron coming back, but overheating too much. He gets a big hit there in this round and drops all the way down to P4. But I mean, he's still in the race. He can still get 4 points here.
Kaluki.
But no, he fails. Oh, Zyron, is he able to stay ahead of Kaluki? The answer is no.
No.
And Critty wins the round.
Released as he went for the jump there, I think, and it just did not work.
Yeah,
so,
unlucky.
massive release.
But still, like, good effort there from Zyron. Maybe risking a bit too much, because it felt like if he was just not crashing and took this grass line a bit slower, it was very much uncontrollable for him at this point. That's why he hit the checkpoints. He would have gotten the first or second position in that round.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate, but it's what, you know, like I said, it's what I'm scared can happen. Just Zyron, good round, and then crash, and already 0.6 behind this round again. Just the consistency hasn't been there. The speed's been there, but consistency has been lacking.
Yeah, Bonk number 2, also chat is going crazy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they just are in the head of Zyron. But guys, that's what I did when I played billiard against him as well. Maybe some of you were there at last Comic-Con Baltics, where I was applying also a lot of pressure to him IRL, and I eventually won the match. He's a much better player than I am in billiards, but I won against him just by applying some pressure to him. But Zyron, oh. Sorry. Well, another mistake. Zyron, turn off the stream.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Or drive a world record now.
Yeah, it probably will be. It'll probably just be a new world record. Just
yeah, casually 0.6.
Yeah, I've crashed twice. Let's get world record.
Yeah, look how far ahead he is, actually. But you gotta love Zyron. He's such a talented player, really. He's so fast. He's so good. But the only thing really standing in his way from being like a top-class player is just the consistency in this mental game. Really, I think he still has so much potential to work with. Also seeing the difference from now to yesterday, right? It's just incredible.
I mean, I think the core issue there is that he doesn't know how to just safe it a little bit. Just like either send it or send it, crash or world record.
Yeah, but it's a 0.3, so he won the round.
It's still, yeah. Yeah,
he broke the
curse,
guys.
You know, it's good points there for Zyron to keep himself fully in the conversation now, putting him up to 45 points. And not too far off Critty and Pseudo there, since they came third and fourth.
Yeah, so great job there from Zyron to stay somewhat in proximity to Pseudo and Critty. 52, 49, then 45 and 38 points for the players. Kaluki again falling a bit behind, not really his day 2 here, as we have seen a great performance in the last match of yesterday, where he was completely dominating that one. But of course it was just for the third seat, no, not for the third seat, it was for seat. No, wait, never mind. He won the 2-1 match. It was for third seed, yeah. And then it was Zyron dominating the seat 6, 7, 8 match, the 2-2 match. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so Kaluki not living up to the expectations that we might have had from day number 1.
No, but at the same time, you know, he's not totally out of the picture. He's only, 14 points off Pseudo, and it's still within reach, that, but it's going to be a little bit of a tough order. I'm sitting in second here behind Zyron, so not a bad place to be at the minute.
Yeah, and also good speed from Kaluki here in this corner. Goes very inside in that corner to accumulate as much speed as possible, and Kaluki did definitely do his homework on this map. Look how much speed he has. Zyron should just take those free 6 points here to his name, but Kaluki with an absolutely incredible full speed sector. Does not pull the bits here, does not miss the checkpoints, and Kaluki makes the ending. Not too fast, 57.274, definitely lost some time in the end, and also Zyron survives it, so no one fails the ending. And good round for both Zyron and Kaluki, both catching up and making it quite comfortable up there. Only 8 points between first and last. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, Carlucci's just got to make that point that he's still a very good player, and the fact that he's made it this far is incredible. And he has that potential to get himself through here. Anyway, so just gotta lock it in and keep just grind up some points, and he'll be fully back in the conversation before you know it. There's only 8 points off Pseudo. No, but it's not over. You can just keep getting those.
So I think the ban should be from Pseudo, and Sensul is the ban. Because Pseudo goes into this match
Pseudo
as
ban.
the top seed. I'm not sure if the Swiss stage counts. So if the Swiss stage counts, then the ban would be from Kaluki, it feels like, because he got seed 3. But I think it should be Pseudo banning it because he got 3rd in the match from beforehand. But we don't know.
Yeah,
I think gonna get
it was Marcelli sent it in the in our chat, and so it was Pseudo banning Sensul.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was unfortunate there from Zyron with a crash in the place. We don't really see people crash very often.
Too bad, yeah, from Zyron here. Only 3 points for him. But at least finishes the rounds, Just referring to some matches that we have had in the past here already. As this one is now going into round number 3. Quiddy and Pseudo 2nd and 1st position, but Quiddy only ahead by 2 points, dropping out on a lot of points here. Or dropping a lot of points in the last couple of rounds, so he's getting attacked by Zyron and Kaluki as Pseudo gets a slide, and also Quiddy with a mistake, so Kaluki back up into the mix. And well, I mean, that's what you were saying right when the map started. He was like, I think 16, 18 points behind the leader. Yep. But now he can even move up to 2nd position and come significantly closer to Pseudo, who now is on 3rd position.
Yeah, well, just this map, he's gone from being decently far behind, I think 16 points, to being joint points with Zyron. And unless anything goes horribly wrong here, should be getting a round win, going into 2nd. And
well done.
Yeah, it just shows how much potential there is for things to shift when you've got such a high standard of play going on.
And Zyron
combined with a nice amount of errors.
Aww. Zyron only 3 instead of 6 points, so dropping a bit behind now. And Kaluki up to 2nd place with just this one map, and we go into the last rounds here already on this map. It feels like this match is progressing quite fast, it feels like, because so much is happening.
Yeah, it really does, and it's been as you just said, it's been a great match for Kaluki to get himself back into the conversation, but Zyron struggled again on this, excluding the 1 round win. It's a little bit concerning. Need to find some consistency soon instead of just win a round and then crash. Kaluki with the crash this time then.
Yeah, very important for Zyron that Kaluki actually crashed in this round, but Pseudo is trailing behind him, who just plays the consistency game, to be honest to you guys. 72 points out of those first 11 rounds, so looking very good for him, as he also got so much speed in that full speed sector. So Zyron should just take those 6 points to his name. Has a bit more speed though, so wait a second. Maybe Zyron can even win this round. Insane speed into the ending. Is he able to make it? Looking good. Not the best bounce, but still able to stay ahead of Pseudo, who also didn't get the best of endings. And also Zyron still capitalizing from the speed from beforehand. Kaluki on 3rd, and then Quiddy is not able to. He is able to finish. Okay. Was just on the dots. Very important 3 points. You should be able to finish every round.
Yeah, a lot of respect to Pseudo here, because not winning every round, getting a lot of 2nd places, but it's just helped. Pseudo seems to be the one person that's playing the game of consistency, which can carry you a long way.
It definitely pays off in the long run, that's for sure. 78 points. Of course, he has won some rounds, but the match is so close. Quiddy now dropping all the way to last position. I think he was on 2nd when we started off on Celestia, but now we go to Fichtenhain as the penultimate map of the rotation. After that we have Das Baltikum, and then we're gonna go back to Itameri or Itameri. Not sure how to pronounce it. I probably completely butchered it, but I think it's called the EC. That's what the chat has said yesterday. Yes. As well, the match is slowly but surely coming to a close. 42 points for Pseudo to reach finalist modes, and then Kaluki 10 points behind. Zyron 1 additional point behind Kaluki, then Quiddy in last, but still nothing set in stone for him because he can still deal some damage, and only 15 points behind the leader, so definitely everything still to play for.
Yeah, I mean, it should be pretty exciting. It should be pretty cool, this map. But it's got that potential to be a very close round, this one, between everyone. I just think that Zyron's 0.8 behind it. He just needs to stop going for absolute pace now and just focus on consistency a little bit, because it's getting a bit dangerous just winning a round and then finishing third or last for a few rounds after. It's maybe time to start focusing on just slowing down just a tiny bit, just so you can at least get second. Or
Yeah, it's like the Gwen playing style, I would say. You know, going for insane times in every round, just with a small difference that Gwen usually almost survives all of those rounds. But I mean, Gwen is probably one of the fastest players we have ever had in the game, alongside Elcon, and of course someone like Paco, for example, in competitive environments. Carl Jr., of course, being very fast as well, Pack on tech as well. But yeah, you name it, right? Zyron doesn't know when to slow down, because we had that one round on Großer Kurfürst where he won and he was half a second behind his world record, right? So this also is a possibility for Zyron to just take it a bit slower, maybe drift a bit longer, maybe release in one or two of those turns, and then you still have, because look at that, he's 0.15 ahead at the start. Like, that's an absolutely incredible start sector from Zyron. But he should just get those 10 points across and not risk unnecessarily. But that was an insane drift from him. And also here, like, what are those lines? Like, it's so risky.
so risky. Maybe this is where you get a world record or close to it, and then next round crash. It's just it's not there. It's not the best way to accumulate points, but it's working enough that sort of still in the conversation on points. And a round win here, assuming the ending goes well, will do Zyron good. And fails the ending.
Oh, Zyron, stop! Man, stop thinking, play. I mean, Bits, you shouldn't laugh. How often you failed that ending. Just had to fire out some shots here.
Yeah, shots are fired.
But no, well done, Bits. Well done. All good, all good. I love that guy. He's such a nice guy, IRL as well. You know, some banter going on as always. Yeah, I mean, this ending is not too easy, that's for sure.
It's not, no.
When we saw it for the first time, we're like, Jesus, what is that? But yeah, Zyron, you should release there. You've seen that you crash. Like, just like midway through the turn, you see that you don't make it. Just release, bro. But no, he wants to do the pixel perfect drift and then throwing away another set of points.
Yeah, it's just it's disappointing to watch because Zyron is so fast, but just
overheating.
Yeah.
And Critty getting some serious points here as well after falling behind. Up to 1 point away from Pseudo, actually. So Pseudo and Critty, the Estonians, now leading the race here by quite a big margin. 12 points out of Kaluki. And then Zyron at 77 points, which could have been much more than that. So sad to see that, but well, you cannot win them all, but Zyron still needs to get into the groove of things in order to have a chance to make it into the grand final.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not over here for Zyron. This is a good performance here by Critty and Pseudo, who, especially Pseudo, has been playing a real game of consistency, and it shows the benefits of, fair enough, has won a few rounds, but a lot of second places, and it just is a good strategy for getting your points off. But got to get to finalist and then win a round, so.
Yeah, but now Kaluki and Zyron having the shot of making it here. Pseudo and Critty a bit further behind. Zyron with a great line, but again, steering in a bit too early.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a good gear up and still stays on second position, so the risk actually paid off because he could have overtaken Kaluki, so no position lost unless he fails the ending, which would surely not happen. Not this time. Good job from Zyron. Good risk there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he lost so little time with that little wall bang. Little crash into the wall and just keep going.
Yeah, so 15
I think
points.
He just delayed the gear up slightly.
Yeah, I mean, he got a very awkward gear after that, that's for sure. He had to eat it in order to get the turn accordingly. So Zyron at 83 points, and we go to Das Baltikum, the last map of this rotation. Then we're gonna go to map number 1 again, which is Itameri. And I mean, that was just a very good map for Pseudo, but also for Zyron. It felt like when there wasn't the ending that he failed twice in those rounds, and then I think he had a mistake at the start. So let's just see how this one is developing, because players can reach finals mode here. Kaluki also not too far behind, and I think we're gonna have a very close ending, maybe even a quadruple finalist.
I mean, it's crazy that we're at the end of the map pack now, and you've got Pseudo on 98 points, Critty 96, Kaluki 91, and Zyron 83. The fact that it stayed this close is incredible, really.
Yeah, especially due to the fact that Zyron makes so many mistakes, and he's still at 83 points, right?
Yeah, and already with a mistake. This round, a second behind them.
But also Kaluki with a much better match. I mean, we talked about that one already at the start of the match, that he didn't really feel the winner bracket match all along. He was so far behind, but he played this one with Pseudo and is only now 7 points away from him, and can even catch up more than that, because he has a great line into that one. Also Critty having to oversee a lot. So Kaluki will also surpass the 100-point barrier here, but Critty gets a great ending and snipes him eventually. So only 97 points for him. Great ending from Critty, asserting dominance, going back into the lead. Very, very good job from Critty.
Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, I think it's very much scary now for Zyron this, that you're on 86 points and you've got Critty on 106, Pseudo 102. They both just need 2 round wins to get themselves into finalists, and you're quite far away. It's not the best position to be in at this point.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not the best position for him to be in, because he just constantly keeps on crashing and crashing. 2.6 seconds behind in this round, and it feels like Zyron somewhat already has given up mentally, even though he can take it home if he just gets some more points to his name. So yeah, that's very unfortunate. But here we go. We go into the ending of what we see 2 small mistakes, one from Pseudo and a even bigger, smaller mistake. Sounds a bit contradicting from Kaluki, but that was a big mistake now. As Pseudo wins this round up to 112. Critty still surviving, and even with a crash, he's on 2nd place.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. It's very scary this for Zyron, but they just got to get their mental in the game. They've just got to lock in now.
Yeah, it's now or never. Like, this round is very important to deny finals as well.
2 people on 112 points is quite incredible to see.
Yeah, I agree. This match is going very fast. I mean, it's never too late, because you still have to close out finalists, but you need to have an insane round. And Zyron again, pushing too much?
Yeah, it's been the story of the match, I think, just pushing too much.
Of course, he has driven the world records.
Yep. I think that whole strategy of world record and then come 3rd or 4th for a few rounds, mentally that starts to put you in a weird position points-wise, and I think at this point it's just totally got to his head anyway.
The thing is, I think he knows that maybe he puts too much pressure onto him, because he knows that he's faster than the players on the field, and then he expects him to win. Even though that's not how it is, because those are the 6 best players of the Baltic, or the top 6 players of the Baltics, right?
Yeah, it's complicated, but I imagine that we're witnessing just the mentals at this point.
He needs a mental coach.
Yeah.
It feels like, because he has so much potential that didn't unfold just yet.
Marcelli's just said in chat that he won 4 out of 4, and this was sub 53s every time in their match.
But maybe now there's pressure on the line. Maybe that's for sure, like that he knows that he has to perform, and then he doesn't do that, and again he crashes.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me.
It really is. It's kind of sad in a way to see someone with such potential but not quite able to consistently do it, or even just save a little bit to.
Also,
but hey,
if Kaluki wins, we have a triple finalist.
Yep, that's pretty cool. Come on, Kaluki, get the win. Give us the triple finalist. Do it.
Yeah, do it. Do it, Kaluki, come on. And I think both of our predictions will then not be correct. And
no, we're just all wrong.
Zyron, it's your time to shine now. Listen, win 3 rounds in a row and we have 4-way finalists. If someone can do it, it's this guy. Lock in. Forget about the past. Just play without opponents. You got it.
The main concern here for that thought would be any other map I might back it, but we're obviously back to Itamari. So that's a little bit concerning for Cyrus. But triple finalist at the very least.
Yeah, he should at least get 2nd place in this round, that's for sure. Zyron has shown great potential on this map, that's for sure. He has had great starts, he has failed the ending multiple times.
Yeah.
So that's his time to shine. Of course, Pseudo was very good on this one. Critty,
yeah, Pseudo's got...
Critty also falling a bit behind on this one, actually. And Zyron, yeah, well. Was ist das denn, Mann? Zyron, man. Whatever.
Yeah. I think we're both equally disappointed for him, but okay.
Yeah, so
It's
no
a close front 3-pack this though. Only a 10th in it between all 3 of them, about halfway through the map, which is quite good to see. Kaluki here on a quite nice rise day as he crashes.
Pseudo versus Critty, Estonia versus Estonia in the last eyesight. Who's gonna make it into the grand final? Critty with a great approach, but having to readjust quite a bit, and Pseudo makes it into the grand final. He's the 3rd person accompanying Dwinjo and Oris, and we have 1 more spot up for grabs. Zyron finishes, but he's at 98 points. He needs to win 3 rounds in a row in order to join them in finalist mode. And this will be a hard one. Of course, he can deny a player here and there. You know, but it will be very hard.
I mean, it's been a big ask for a long time, and it's just it's pretty much impossible unless he wants to perform miracles. But it's not a good start that for Carlucci, 1.4 seconds behind. So maybe Zyron here might be able to deny Critty.
Yeah, this will be the round for Zyron to not crash, to deny Critty the victory. And then also giving Kaluki, of course, a shot, who was ahead in the previous rounds, to take it home. Oh, but we see Critty with a great line. Zyron in the lead, though. He's not out on it just yet. Good eyesight approach from Critty, but he crashes. Zyron is red and Critty! Critty with a wicked finish, taking it home. I cannot believe it. Zyron too far inside, and Critty takes it. What an ending. Oh my god.
I mean, if there's ever a way to sum up how this match has gone for Zyron, I think that would be it. That they both crash, but you know, Critty gets that little bit of luck, which Zyron just doesn't quite get.
Oh man, that's so unfortunate.
It is, but it's deserved by Critty and Pseudo. I think it's a deserving top 2.
Yeah.
You know, Zyron and Carlucci have still put in a great performance there today and yesterday and during the qualifiers, and you know, you can't take that away from them.
I agree. Great match that has concluded here. And that's it. So guys, we have 1 more match coming up. Pseudo Critty will play against Aurus and Dwinjo in the grand final. So Kaluki and Zyron are eliminated. But I'm really looking forward to that one, because also 400 euro up for grabs, 200 for first, 125 for second, 50 for third, and then 25 euro for 4th position. So quite a bit to play for. And guys, we're gonna be back after a small break, and then the grand final will be happening. So don't go anywhere, and we're gonna see you after like a 7-minute break. Okay, so we just had a little bit of a chit chat, but we're back now with the grand final. We completely forgot about the timer actually, but the grand final is about to happen here, and I'm really looking forward to that one, Beamsy, because this is the moment we have all been waiting for. It's the main event of the evening, as some famous announcer would say. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one because, you know, Aurus, I think the player to beat. And then we've had some great performances from Suda and Critty locking in their spot into the grand final.
Yeah, it's really exciting that we're finally at the grand final, but at the same time, we're so close to being done, and I've had such a nice time doing this, and it's been amazing to watch. So I'm just hoping this is going to be a good conclusion, and I can't see it not being. It's going to be a great match, I think.
Yeah, I cannot wait either to see how this match is going to end and going to unfold. I think the point will be 140 this time around. Maybe it's 120 because the other matches were 120, and usually it's a bit more in the grand final. I have to open up the rulebook for that, but also the pig face, is it there already? Is it somewhere? Okay, yeah, it's there. So we have Fichtenhain as map number 1, so I'm already going to put that here. Then Senku as map number 2, the map that has been banned in the other match beforehand. Baltikum as the third map, picked by Pseudo. Celestia from Critty being picked. And then Kurfürst being the last map. And Itameri, very smart ban from Aurus. So I think this could decide a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a blow for some players. I think it's quite interesting Jovino's picked Sensul. That's one to try and catch people out a little bit, I think. Potentially. Celestia by Critty as well, I also think is quite interesting.
Yeah, but I really get the ban here from Aurus banning Itameri, because both Pseudo and Dwinger looked very good on this map, and I think that's the weakest suit from Aurus. I think Celestia not being banned, of course, is a bit odd, but I think even Aurus was very fast on this. Players looked very consistent, especially in the top 4 fields. But here we go, guys, the BTL Fall 2025 main event is coming to a close. We have the grand final taking place. We have 400 euro up for grabs and distributed amongst the top 4 players. 200 for first, 125 for second, 50 for third position, and 25 at least for fourth place. So everybody goes home with a little bit of the cake, but of course everybody wants to get at least into the top 2 position, but only 2 players can do so. We have Pseudo, Critty, Dwinger, and then Aurus concluding the fields. The point number is 140, and let's go. I'm hyped. I'm very much looking forward to it. And Beamsy, let's go into the first round.
Let's do it. Let's go in. And the real question is, are we making a prediction, or are we just going to see what happens? Because I don't know if I want to.
I'm not gonna make a prediction. I'm having a prediction in mind, but I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm just gonna enjoy the cinema.
Yeah, I think I'm the same.
It would be great.
But you know, if anyone wants to make a prediction, let us know in chat how you feel about it. But this is the moment. Interesting. The first round, Aurus down in fourth place here, 0.3 behind the other 3 with a little crash. That is definitely not the start that Aurus will be wanting here.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a good start from him, but Dwinger, on the other hand, second seed going into day number 2, finding himself on the lead. Oh, Pseudo overheating there a lot, trying to push for first position. Dwinger with a beautiful line into the last part of the track. Critty not with the best of lines here, so Aurus is catching up a little bit. You can hear the engine howling in the back here. So Aurus trying to deal some damage in the end. I think Critty is also on a good pace here, but it is Aurus who's overtaking, and also overtaking Dwinger, who failed the ending. So it looked so grim for Aurus. He was on last, but just in a matter of seconds, he gets 10 points due to mistakes.
Yeah, it's disappointing to Davigno, because I think the way Davigno's been playing, especially today, there's someone that has got that chance to possibly get a win today. They're definitely going to be feeling good if they can be consistent and continue carry on as they want. They might be the one that can take Aurus down, but
Agreed.
It's not the start that Davigno won, but it's great for Aurus that to come back from a bad start to the round and end up getting the win.
And it's funny that you said that, like, right in the middle of the map, and then Aurus just came back with the triple PayPal, right? 3 individual mistakes. I mean, he overtook Critty by pace there in this round, that's for sure. He has had a great ending sector, but still, I mean, it went really into his favor. But also in this round, it's again a neck-and-neck fight between Dwinjo and Aurus. Dwinjo with a great line, you're having so much speed here up for grabs, but having to oversteer here in this turn a lot. But he gets it away, he gets away with it, and Aurus is right now on second place. But also good apex in that turn from Aurus. It's all coming down to the ending again. Will Dwinjo fail it again, or will it be the first win for the Latvian powerhouse? And the answer is a yes, with a 0.6. Great time as well.
Yeah, it's a great time. I think Davigno's got all the pace in the world, and if they can get the lines right, they have possibly got the pace to make some magic happen today. But I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's already good. Let's say like that. We've had some
close it already is. It's amazing.
Yeah, but, only Sudo and Critty not able to win their rounds for now. And it is Aurus with a great start yet again.
Yeah, it really is. But like, if you have a little look at Davigno, he's on that sort of hunter mode, and he was like this for a little bit last round as well before he eventually overtook Aurus. But it's that sort of hunter mode, waiting for the moment where Aurus maybe takes a slightly wrong line, and then you can absolutely push to go for it and go for the overtake.
Yeah,
they're all Aurus, Davigno, and Critty are all really trying to max their speed here and hope for a good ending. But Aurus holding ahead, Davigno obviously slightly more speed if he can get to the next turn good, which it looks like he will.
Yeah, great battle here. Critty in the meantime with a mistake. Dwinjo and Aurus with similar speed into the ending. 100 is tearing them apart. Great approach from both of them. Almost similar here. But Dwinjo clipping, still staying ahead of Sudo. So very important. And a 4.47 is also very fast. The world record is a 0.380 from Critty, who cannot really find pace in this match, as well as Sudo, both with 12 points, Dwinjo with 19, and Aurus with 26 points here already after just 3 rounds. So that looks good, but of course it's more of a marathon because we play up until 140 points as opposed to 120, so you have to win 2 more rounds in order to get finalists. But of course winning in this stacked playing fields is so hard, but Aurus just makes it look so easy right now. Even though Dwinjo's trying his best in the last couple of rounds, he was only able to get 1 win to himself.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, I think Davigno is going to get quite a few round wins here. As we move through this amazing final that we're going to be watching. But Aurus just looking that they're going for a very consistent line. Davigno maybe a little bit more risky, but it's going to come down to just it's the cleanness that Aurus can sort of consistently pull off to just hold their speed. And
yeah, well put.
I mean, Davigno has to risk a little bit harder to achieve the same.
Aurus is what Zyron doesn't have. He's consistent with those fast lines, and he also knows how to adapt with it. You know, driving a 0.4 effortlessly and just winning another round, 0.15 ahead of Dwinjo, who also was on a very good run. Don't get me wrong, a 0.6 is 4th world record on this map, even 3rd. I think there was maybe even a PB for Dwinjo. Let me actually check and refresh. No, it was not. It was... Okay, he has a 0.5 as a PB. Never mind, Zyron has a 0.6. So, yeah, but still, like, sometimes and usually it's enough to win rounds. But of course, we are in the grand final. And now we have Senkul as the second map. This one has been picked by Dwinjo. Fichtenhain was picked by Aurus. So that was the order going into this match.
And it's maybe an interesting pick from Davigno, this one, because Aurus has the world record. But Davigno's online time is only down in 6th place, which he set about 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, I think it's possibly a slightly interesting pick.
And maybe he just feels the momentum on this map, or maybe he has figured something out that the others haven't. I mean, he already has a great lead in the start. 500s ahead just after 6 seconds of driving. Make it 0.1 even into checkpoint 2 we go. And Sudo as well as Critty coming back. Always with a first mistake here in this round, but I mean also in the first round we have seen that. But look how close it is. Always already went for this very outside approach. Dwinjo does go for it as well. Falls down into 3rd position, but has much more speed into that sector here, so he can opt for a more aggressive jump into that part. And that's where this line is really paying its dividends. as Dwinjo is now quite far ahead. And maybe that's a line that he felt comfortable with. That's why he picked this map, and it's his second best map in the map pool. But there's still the ending left to be cleared. Suda with a great line, but Dwinjo is so far ahead. Look at that. What time will it be? It will be a 55.59, which is only 0.15 away from the world records. Insane stuff from Dwinjo.
Yeah, maybe Divino's just found that consistency to make it work. And it'd be great to see Divino have some consistency today. Because I know when I've spoken to people before that one of his issues has always just been a little bit of consistency when he's playing the bed speed. But what we've seen today, especially, has looked very consistent, Divino.
Yeah, I agree. Dwinjo looking very good today, and he can definitely put a dent into Oris's spree of, I think, winning all the matches so far. Let me actually fact check that. He won semi-final 1, upper final, then of course now he's in the grand final. In Swiss stage, he got second against Dwinjo in round 2 actually. And then won against Dwinjo again in round 3, of course. We have seen that match. But so far he has only dropped one match where he only got second. So that's his worst performance. And of course Dwinjo wants to repeat that to make something happen, to call himself the BTL Fall 2025 champion. But take a look onto the ending here, always with a great line, but going a bit too inside. Doesn't have the speed, and Dwinjo will get another round win ahead of Pseudo, because Critty made the mistake as well. Oh, Critty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great start here from both Auris and Divino. Both of them. And this map's looking like it's going to play perfectly into Divino's hands. Obviously, Auris probably should have won that round if he hadn't got that little crash, but it's shaping up nicely. I do say so, Turbo.
Yeah, it's shaping up very nicely for Dwinjo. You cannot say the same for Critty and Pseudo, both still in the 20-point range here by the looks of it. So they need to find some 10-pointers. I think every round was won so far by Auris or Dwinjo. Maybe Pseudo had a round win in one of those rounds or got second position, but Dwinjo and Auris looking so dominant, looking so ready on this kind of format and in this grand final. Look at that start here from Dwinjo. Look how far ahead he's of the others. He's on a great time, even jumps further up, and that's what someone like Zyron is not able to do, to know when to take it a bit safer in those rounds, not push for the world record. He knows that he's still in first position, and that was a very smart decision making. Critty with a very tight line there, trying to get into first position, has good speed, but not as much as Auris, who makes the win possible. Pseudo 0.2 away from first. Imagine driving a sub 56 on this map and being in last. That's incredible. Great round.
It's amazing, but it shows the sort of level that we're at now. Now we're at the top four, on paper, the four people that perform the best on these maps. We should expect a lot of rounds potentially to be quite close, and yeah, it really shows the overall skill level of the Baltic states.
Yeah, like the level is absolutely incredible from all the players. I mean, even the consolidation final that we have had beforehand was just giving us great rounds. Just too bad that Zyron could not really find consistency. But even there, we have seen a world record being set in just the match, you know, on I think Großer Kurfürst it was, where it was Zyron driving that world record. Yeah, it was a 56.822, so courtesy to him. And he could have definitely been in this grand final as well. As we see a DNF from Critty, I hope everything is going all right there. Haven't really seen how far behind he fell. But Dwinjo is gonna win this round unless he fails. The ending goes very wide in that drift to get as much speed as possible. And also Auris overtaking Pseudo. But no, Dwinjo failing the ends, but is still able to finish. But still...
Maybe not.
Yeah, he's not finishing.
That's tragic for Divino there, but hey, it's fine.
Very tragic, actually.
And that puts Auris onto one stack of items in Minecraft worth of points. I think it's 64.
Yeah. First. And right now it's a stack of diamonds, if you can say it like that. Maybe even diamond blocks, because Dwinjo didn't finish the round beforehand. And just what if Dwinjo wasn't first, he would be at 61 points and Auris at 60. But due to the DNF and the no finish and just fail that he had, the gap is now 13 points. That's so much.
Yeah, it's a great start for Auris, and we kind of expected, but that one round is so critical to the situation that we're looking at now, what happened there. But moving on to a new map where on Das Balticum, we can see if that's going to impact how this is going for a bit, because each map has that potential to throw up a surprise.
That's for sure. And I hope the surprise here springs for either Critty or Pseudo, who have been both falling behind, but also now Dwinja, of course, only 15 points away from Pseudo. And we also play for P3 in this format, so keep that in mind, because there's also pay jump from 4th to 3rd. So the match will not be over then, as Pseudo gets a very good start, but Dwinja with a good approach into the outside dirt turn is fighting back but touching there, so that is Pseudo's round to lose. He's quite far ahead, and he also looked very good on this map actually, and it's in theory also a map that, yeah, he picked this map even, so this was Pseudo's pick. I already praised him beforehand that he did a very good jump into the last penalty surface sector, and he drives a 52.68. The world record on this map is a 52.158. Actually,
it's actually a 51.9 by Auris an hour ago.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just refreshed and I saw that. A 51. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah. I know. So Auris obviously has got the absolute pace on this map, but we can imagine that on most of them, really. I feel like the main map that would be of concern would be Itamari for Auris, but yeah, that's it's going to play well for Auris, this, I think, overall, but just needs to not lose out on too many points to Divino. I don't know, it feels like the way it's going. But, you know, you can see, much like we've seen in many rounds here, Divino just on Auris's trail, trying to just snipe. Look for that little mistake where you push that a little bit harder and go ahead. See if you can get the outside a bit better, get a better exit, overtake. Just looking for those moments.
Yeah, but he didn't make it in this round, unfortunately. He has good speed in this sector, but still always staying ahead. Maybe something can happen in the end, but always had good ending sections in the past. But this time he unfortunately fails it, and this could really go bad for Auris. He has had a significant lead over Dwinjo, but now he comes closer, also due to the fact that both Critty and Pseudo overtook Auris in the end. It's only 3 points between them, but still Auris halfway through of reaching finalist mode. Point number is 140, keep that in mind. And let's move on into round number 3 on this map. So we're 10 rounds in, always with an average of 7 points per round. Dwinja with 6.7, and then Critty 3.4. Of course, had that DNF because he was 10 or even more seconds behind on one round and on Sam Cool. But still, 3.4 points, 4 points more than the bare minimum. That is not looking good for Critty.
It's not, but it's not over for Critty in the slightest bit of this. You know, with like you say, with a 140 point limit, there's plenty of time to come back, but they're going to have to start thinking about it. How are they going to do that soon?
Yeah, I hope so.
That crash there is not going to help.
It definitely does not help to him, as he gets only 3 points in this round. Pseudo will move up to 58 points though, so catching up a bit to Dwinja, who's now up to 71. Auris extending his lead again up to 80 points. And let's already move on to the last round on Dust Balticum. Very fast-paced match again. I just had the feeling this match just started, but now we're already on map number 3 in the last round. We're already almost a late game here.
Yeah, Auris already on 80 points. It's amazing how fast it can go at times when you're just watching people playing so well. It's like time flies by.
Yeah, the time flies by when you have fun. That's what people say. And it was featuring, I still remember that one. That's for sure. Like XP Evo maps have been a lot of fun to cast and also to discover. It was definitely something. Provided us a lot of content, but also those maps should not hide anywhere. I think the maps have been very nice in this event, especially Picunia giving us great maps. Maybe the full suit map is a bit of an outlier, which we're gonna see afterwards, but this one also has been revamped from Macelli and Eshba, I think it's pronounced. So good maps overall, and I'm looking forward to see what in 2026 is going to happen in the Baltic scene. They just keep on improving and improving. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a great map to watch, and maybe not for everyone, not the best to play. Some of the maps, I can imagine. I know a few people weren't happy with the full speed one, but it's great to have such. Which one now, actually? But it's such great variety of maps to really test people and push their limits.
Yeah, I agree, and maybe they can push the limits even further and improve more and more. I mean, we're missing one player in this grand final by the name of Zyron. Usually you have your 2 Lithuanians always in the grand finals, right? think back in the days it was Bits and Oris, and now it's Oris and Zyron. But now we have two Estonians in here, Sudo and Critty. But however, they are currently on 3rd and 4th position, getting beaten by Dwinjo, the Latvian, and Oris, the favorite from Lithuania, who's already at 90 points. And let's go into Celestia. Dwinjo looked solid on this map, but Oris had an insane ending here in all of his runs. Let's see how this will work out for him, as we already see the first mistake from Sudo.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Divino has found a level of consistency on this, but Oris can just push that little bit, which I'm sure he'll be looking to do every round now in the finals. Because, as Matt just said in chat, it is crunch time.
Yep.
And, you know, for Oris, you want to try and get to finalists as quick as you can, and they're on great pace to do it. So if you can get some round wins here, it's going to help with a far better entry there than Divino, who got some airtime. And if Oris can just get the ending clean now, that's another round win. And they fail to finish.
Yeah.
So it's pretty.
Yeah, Oris overheating there a lot in the end, doesn't
Yep.
get the right entry, and well, Dwinjo was almost flying to the ISS with that line, that's for sure, almost went into orbital space with that one, but he was still able to get it through though, so he is in there, and Dwinjo now 14 points behind Oris, so of course made that mistake. Sudo at 65, Critty at 53 points, so still everything to play for, but yeah, you rightfully say it's crunch time, Chad, and also you, that you need to get to finals mode as quickly as possible in order to apply as much pressure to your opponents. I mean, even being 14 points ahead applies pressure to them, right? But let's see this round here, because Oris with the second place, well, he's up to 100 points, then 40 more points to go up until finals mode. Dwinjo with a great line, but look at the speed from Oris in this round.
Yeah, Oris is really pushing, and I feel like as this match is going on, Oris is just pushing a little bit harder each round, which is so beneficial if you can do it consistently, which Oris just seems to be able to do. Yeah. And just look at the speed getting there. It's just gonna, as long as they make the finish now, it's gonna be a nice round win. And they did, yeah.
Yeah,
I really thought they'd crash them for a second. I think they disappeared on my screen for half a second.
So that's a new world record, by the way. Beating the time by 0.2. So what the hell is happening?
Yeah, just
what
casual
0.2. I just wanted to say that he got such a beautiful exit from that reactor boost. Super reactor boost down into the long, like, right-hander before the last cake. It was amazing. Like, he had so much speed to work with, and that was, yeah, online world records here from Oris. So absolutely incredible time, applying tons of pressure towards his opponents, showing that he's able to not only be consistent but also drive records. So confirming his favorite role up to 104 points, and again he's in the lead. Critty with a mistake, Dwinjo again trailing behind, Sudo as well. Let's take a look onto Sudo in this round, because he also has been amazing on this map.
Yeah, he's had some real potential on this map in some of the matches we've seen. Been getting quite a few round wins, but it just seems to be a little bit too much of a stretch at the minute. But keeping up quite close here, only 0.2 behind Oris, but sadly fails to finish. Sudo's played well, but they're really starting to fall behind a little bit here on points, which is a bit unfortunate for them.
No. Oh, Critty with another DNF. 57 points for him. It's disaster. I mean, the thing is, I remember when I was in a top match back in Open Grand League, it was called. You know, you had that system where you play 5 maps for 3 minutes, and if you collect more checkpoints than, like, if you collect the most checkpoints, you go into the top match. I was top 32. I made it into the top match. I played against Afi, Gwen, all those players, right? And I had no pressure at all. And I think you need to have pressure in those kind of matches. And I think that's what Critty is not feeling, because he got here by chance. Of course, you know, he has beaten the best of players. We have seen, yeah, it was Kaluki performing very well, but Critty got here by, like, maybe a bit of a...
When they both failed finish.
Critty got here a bit in a luck factor, and now he doesn't feel any pressure. And what the hell is this round? What is happening?
Well, Critty and Divino both crashed at the same time, so
Yeah, I had a brain
Leaving her
lag. The
passes.
players also had a brain
Yeah.
lag, which is nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe it was foreshadowing. Your little brain lag was foreshadowing of what was about to happen.
yeah, actually, that was the stylistic device that I was using there, guys, because I already have the script right here. I can read it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you never
Noodles
shared the
with
script
tomato
with me.
sauce, garlic. No, I'm joking. I think only you get the joke, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And it's vegetarian, so I'm very happy.
Yeah,
Look,
it's great.
Auris. I think just time centering on that Auris is only 2 round wins away from getting themselves into finalists. Obviously hitting that 120, which in prior matches would have been enough. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, this map they could potentially get the job done.
it could get the job done, that's for sure. And so let's go into the round, because Auris has been like, he was on a bit of a roller coaster in, like in Auris's world, I would say, because he has not really been losing the lead too much, but he could have been more ahead at this point already. But of course, he's 24 points in front of Dwinja, who's on second. Then Pseudo somewhere in the no man's land with 82 points, still 58 points away from finals mode, and Creedy, well, had 2 DNFs and also a lot of rounds where he was in the mud. So too bad seeing that, but maybe he can bounce back on this map. Yeah, maybe he cannot.
Yeah, maybe, but Pseudo's, to be fair, Pseudo's been doing what we've seen him do this whole event. He's just been consistently coming second or third. It's just, he's up against Davigno and Auris, so it's hard for that consistency to pay off in the way it has in some of the prior matches that we've seen Pseudo in.
Yeah, but still like 20 points now. I mean, also Auris has sniped that second place away from Pseudo. And yeah, well, Creedy absolutely in the mud here mentally. Bonk going into every possible wall. You hate to see it, really. Another DNF from him. And yeah, it was 1,000th of a second there in the end, so that was very close indeed. Was not spotting that, but it was a great ending from Auris, to say the least, up to 126 points. Dwinja with a 57.165, not the fastest time that we have seen on Großer Kurfürst. World record is a 0.8, of course, set from Zyron in the previous match. And let's take a look what Auris is going to do. Is he able to deny some points? And also, this could be a huge opportunity for Pseudo to catch up to Dwinja.
Yeah, it really could be. This is kind of a dream situation for Auris as well, just to have Pseudo in second. But also, Auris already 0.3 ahead coming into the end. A little touch there. Potentially, Pseudo could look to overtake. It's going to be close, but I think Auris will get this. Ooh, and Pseudo fails. He risked a little bit too hard and went too tight to the right.
That's so unfortunate for Pseudo. It could have been at least 6 points here in this round, but he only gets 3 because Creedy also overtakes. Auris 1/3 place away of reaching finals mode, but Dwinja, I mean, also close by, 112 points. Don't be fooled, it's only 3 round wins, and those can happen. If Auris now gets last position, Dwinja gets first, well then it's game on, right? Because Auris is not finalist just yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's still chance. It's just Auris has got themselves such a nice lead here. Like I say, as long as they get third or better this round, you'd imagine they would, pending any disasters. But they've already been a 0.1 ahead of second. And then they've got a couple of rounds of free hits to get the win.
Yeah,
possibly
that's
2 rounds, and where Davigno finishes. But possibly 3, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, Auris is in a very good position here to be in.
Yeah, definitely, and also very confident drift. Having to release, so Dwinja coming back. I mean, even this 10 points would be huge for Dwinja, but Auris getting a very clean ending again. Low 57. I mean, not the fastest times that we have seen, but overall, I mean, 1/4 of a second behind the world record. Gets the job done. Even though Dwinja coming in with a great comeback here. 118 points for him, of course, denying some points to Pseudo, but Auris is in finalists, and I think, yeah, we are gonna have one more round. This is round number 20 of this grand final. Can Auris take it home? Can he close it out in his first finals attempt? Let's go.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm sure he's going to try and go for a somewhat clean line here and try not to over risk and just hope that you can hold Davigno off, because Davigno looks like they have to risk that a little bit harder to catch up. So just keep it smooth. You've got that little lead now over Davigno, but just keep doing clean line after clean line. just look at the way they approach even the dirt there with that tight angle to keep it clean and carry on. It's really beautiful to watch, Turbo.
Yeah, and also Dwinjo and Critty, both with mistakes, who were trailing a bit further behind Aurus, but it's his round to lose. He's half a second ahead, so Aurus can win it here. Will it be enough? Having to release there a little bit, but doesn't crash into the wall. And I mean, it's safe to say that this is a very deserved victory from Aurus. Aurus wins BTL 2025, the fall edition, and this was one of the most deserved victories that I've seen in a long time. Well done and great performance.
Yeah, absolutely incredible by Aurus. Sort of did what you'd kind of expect them to. I mean, Davina's pushed it all the way, but what a win for Aurus. But now we get to find out who's going to be second, who's going to be third, and who will be fourth.
Yeah, so 125 and 50 as well as 25 euro up for grabs. So as much as first position gets, in total 200 euro goes into the bank account from Aurus. So congratulations to him. And I'm very happy to see that he just put on a very consistent performance during this competition. I mean, Dwinjo was also trailing behind, was able to beat him on one of the Swiss stage matches in match 2. But still, this was a great performance from Aurus all along over the weekends, and very cool, very nice.
Yeah, like you say, Aurus has just been consistent, very fast and consistent. It's a beautiful combination. Consistently fast without crashing, which gets you a long way.
Yeah, so,
and apparently it gets you all of the way is probably the real answer.
And I mean, I think Zyron also would have had a shot of making it to the final and then making it a bit more exciting. But of course, he did not really, I think he didn't practice too much from just what I could see. So that explains the inconsistency from him. But let's focus on this one because this match is far from being over. We still play it out for second place as Dwinjo has 124 points right now. Suda at 97, Critty at 70. Of course, due to the fact that he didn't finish 3 rounds already. So that's very unfortunate. And we're back to map number 1. Dwinjo on his way to win and jump a significant step closer of reaching finalist modes.
Yeah, it is. As much we can praise out, I've got to get a lot of credit to Davina. He's been the one person that's been able to sort of push Aurus throughout the event. And, assuming that they get second here, which probably looks very, very likely, but never a guarantee, obviously. It's been a great performance.
Yeah, wow, and that is also an insane time. That is almost a record if it wasn't for the time from Aurus that he drove an hour ago. It's 0.15 away from it and just a couple of thousands away from Critty's time and a new PB for Dwinjo. So what a way to start off on the second rotation.
Yeah, definitely. But now all they need to do is get a second place, get yourself finalist, and then hopefully get the win for you. But I feel like Davina's just going to win this round and then win the next. I feel like Davina has a point to prove here that he deserves that second place, and almost feel a bit unlucky really that they weren't able to quite push for first.
Yeah, that's for sure, but I mean, Aurus was just so strong, he performed when it mattered, and just remember this one round that we've had on Sencool, where Dwinjo wasn't first, he failed the ending twice. That for me was the turning point where Aurus really went away with points. It was 80 versus 81 points, something along those lines, but he lost so many points there and didn't even get anything out of it, or even only 3 points, something along those lines. So that was very unfortunate for Dwinjo, and he only needs a second place in this round, and he will do so. Critty wins the round. The second world record holder also has a saying here. Love to see that Critty did not give up just yet, which seemed to be the case. But Dwinjo on finalists, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, rare round win for Critty. Possibly the first one we've seen during the final, but it really shows, that even though they've struggled here, they're still a top player that's still putting a great performance just to make it to the grand final itself.
Yeah, that's for sure. Very good effort from Critty here, as well as Pseudo, who's not out of the equation just yet, but 4 victories in a row. Or just relying on Critty as well, but then he's not finalist himself. It is a hard task to do, let's say like that. And the Latvian Dwinjo finding himself in the leads already by 0.2 of a second. Doesn't get a good drift though in this corner, so Critty coming closer. Can it be the back-to-back win for Critty, my fellow casting colleague? A very nice guy, IRL as well, loving to cast with him as he's cooking in this grand final. He's a very good player himself as well. But right now he finds his master in this round with Dwinjo, who's quarter of a second ahead. Can he take it home? It looks very good.
Yep. Pending any disaster here, this should be Divinia's second place confirmed, and it is. So a big GG. Big GG.
GG's to Dwinjo. Well-deserved second place as well, going home with €125. And now we battled out for third place between the two Estonians, between Pseudo and Critty. Both are still a little bit further behind, but it will still go on pretty fast because only 10 and 6 points are up for grabs. So an average of 7 points goes to the player's account. And if we just take it by average, well, Pseudo will be finalists in at least I'm saying 5 rounds.
Yeah. I mean, Pseudo's in a great position here, but to be fair and Critty, the last couple of rounds have really put them back in the conversation.
8.5. Sorry, it's 60, not 40 points.
Yeah, but Critty's really back in the conversation here, only being 17 points off Pseudo.
Dude, what is going on with my math today? It's 8 average points per round. It's 4 rounds. Dude, I should not do math on stream. Whatever.
No, I just avoid it.
Yeah, I just avoid it. Yeah. It's not like, where was I? Like, I was in the point again, probably. Yeah, it's 8 points on average. But yeah, Critty winning here up to 102, and then Pseudo up to 115 points. So you love to see it. It was a long day, guys. Let's say it like this. But Critty is definitely putting on a fight. And the what ifs, right? If Critty did finish those rounds, you know, it would have been maybe a closer battle for third position.
Say long day. I think it's just a great day. It's been an absolutely amazing day, man. So was yesterday. It's really been a great competition to watch as we're finishing this up here.
Yeah, I agree. It has been a very nice competition all along, and yeah, sadly it's coming to an end, right? Which is a bit unfortunate, but what can you do? It is what it is. This might not be the last map. We'll probably go to Das Baltikum as the decider for third position. But you never know, Pseudo can also just win 2 rounds, get second in one of them, and then close it out. And you were calling it. I ordered pizza for 19 and they arrived at 18:35. I will be right back.
Yeah, you have fun. I will carry us on. So whilst Turbo's having his pizza, let's just say, hasn't this been great? We've been having a fun time, but it's neck and neck here between Pseudo and Critty. Pseudo slightly better landing, looking to carry that exit speed. Critty able to just about recover, so we'll see who gets the better turn here. We'll Pseudo put him about 0.2 ahead, maybe. Yeah, 0.7 actually. Critty must have had a slight error there. I hope you guys are also watching Pseudo. That's good. So Pseudo 0.7 ahead. Can just get a decent ending. That's going to be some massive points for Pseudo. But fingers crossed for him. It's 0.6 difference, 0.7 now actually. And no mistake at the end, and that's another round win, getting all the closer to getting the job done. So, yeah, so it's been interesting. It really has been interesting, this one. And I think, you know, the fact that we're coming down to the last 2 here in the final, Pseudo, Critty, there's not even 20 points in it between the two of them. They've been very equal, very neck and neck. And my only sadness about the finals, my throat's not great, so talking does hurt. Hey, Pseudo looking to try and get another round win. Then they'll be 5 points away from finalists if they can do it. There's a slightly better start there than Critty. Looking to get a nice dirt turn, hold the speed, which they can do. They can just get sorry, if they can just land this well, then the lead should extend a little bit here. But Critty is looking to push, looking to capitalise, trying to go a little bit more inside here than Pseudo, but it's not quite enough. There, Pseudo's lead's going to keep about the same, about 0.3. Pseudo looking to get the lead. Hello and welcome back.
Yeah, like he said, rather too early than too late. I mean, he is not wrong with that, right? But
no. I
said him that I'm still working quote unquote, right? But
yeah.
Well, it is what it is. Right, he cannot change it.
I did call it. This is why I'm waiting to order my takeaway.
Yeah, but
Pseudo's 5 points away.
I should have ordered it like maybe like half an hour later, right? But well, it is what it is. When like I also work in a restaurant, right? And when we have an order for 19, we try to like make it happen up until like that it's ready at 19.
Yeah.
Not a minute earlier. Usually a minute later or something like that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a nice little free round here. Pseudo DNFing for some reason. Pretty good.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah. But see, I just find ordering takeaways when you're not already free dangerous. It's just that little bit of danger for me because I had it happen myself. I mean, just look, yesterday I had to run to get my. So I had an order about 2 hours before we started. So.
Yeah. And today it's me getting my order much earlier, right? Yeah. Pseudo misclicks respawn. Yeah. Well, that's why you always unbind DNF in a match when you can accidentally press it.
Yeah, but still keep Pseudo with a nice lead. It's not the end. It's not the end of the world. This, especially if they could get the win here, that would still put Gritty a round win away from also being finalists. Or Pseudo would be.
Yeah, I mean, even the second place, this round doesn't matter actually, like where the players finish, because Critty is going up to 130, he just needs to win. Even if he's at 134, well, he needs to win anyway.
Yeah.
This round doesn't matter.
Unless Pseudo DNFs again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So Pseudo with a small paper, but on the other hand, you know, fair game, because Critty had 3 DNFs in this grand final. Just think about that. He could have also been up to at least 133 points. And then it would have been a different story. Then this round would actually matter that Critty wins this one. But well, it's Pseudo. He's in finalist. And denying the theoretical if Critty was able to finish all the rounds in this grand final, finalist modes. But well, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, at the same time, if Pseudo hadn't DNF last round, they would have been finalists 1 round earlier, so it's all swings and roundabouts.
Definitely. So we go for 2 more rounds at max to Das Baltikum. This is the last map, unless we see 10 million DNFs, but I don't think so. At least one player is going to finish each round. I hope.
I mean, if they really want to annoy you and make you wait to eat your pizza, then we could probably.
Yeah, actually, it's so teasing that I'm so hungry and the pizza is laying next to me, and it's actually very good pizza, like, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. I can eat it later as well.
Yeah.
Also told my girlfriend about it, and she's jealous that I have pizza from that place because she lost that place.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful reward when we're done here.
Yeah.
And Critty, the nice Pseudo.
And also move up into finalist. The dream is left alive for Critty here. As you can see, he's ahead by 0.15 of a second, so this looks pretty good for him. Oh, good lines from both players in this uphill turn. And, well, Critty with a mistake.
Critty.
Well, the thing is, my girlfriend is 300 kilometers apart because she is in a different city for her, how do you say that? She's
university or education? Or?
Education, yeah, education, I would say. Not university, even though it feels a little bit like it. So, well, I cannot order that. Well, Pseudo gets third. There you go. 52.9 is the winning time on Das Baltikum. 1 second behind the world record. Pseudo goes home with 50 euro. And we have Critty still making it to the final, still making it close at the end, which is very nice. Still winning a couple of rounds, going on with 25 euro. But well, what a great event that has been, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Luckers Turbo, joining in by the charming Beamsy. We had a lot of fun, and I really want to say thank you to Machelli making this event possible. This was really one of the best formats that a tournament can have. I've had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody for participating. Thanks to the mappers. And yeah, just great event. Like, it was so cool.
Yeah, absolutely the best event. As you said, big thank you also to Marcelli for bringing me in and also let me get to know you two about. It's been great to spend some time here and have a chat. And like you say, the mappers, the players, what an event. It's been incredible. It really has.
Yeah, like, thank you so much also, Beamsy. I think it's one of, like, you have not really been casting too many events in the past, maybe here and there. TSCC, I think you've stepped in at some point, and also doing some other casts as well with Jorg as well, which we have already heard on Friday. But it's very cool that we were able to cast this event. I hope it will not be, and I think it will not be the last time. So looking forward to casting some more events with you and also with Jörg and everybody else. We have just so many great and good casters in Trackmania. And guys, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna eat my pizza now. I hope you've enjoyed this event as much as we did. And I give the last word to you, Beamsy.
I just want to say thank you again and have a beautiful, beautiful evening, everyone. And this has been the Baltic Trackmania League. Thanks.